game in football that following weekend, so we're all going to be getting ready for that, right? I'm thinking positive. Ty's laughing at me. I'm thinking positive, and Ty's over here snickering at me. You must hate the Razorbacks.
I would let my house light on fire.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Call or text The Morning Rush on the McClarty-Daniel hotline. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, a good deal is never too far away.
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
You know, last Friday was National Donut Day, but we're just going to make and declare today National Donut Day on June the 14th as we're live at Daylight Donuts in Harrison this morning. Stop by and see Tommy's. We're going to be there for the next 3 hours. We got plenty to talk about. U.S. Open, Patrick Cantlay, and Rory McIlroy tied for first place. There's also another player or two you want to hear about. We've got some college baseball to talk about as the College World Series gets underway this weekend. Plus, the Dr. Pepper Big 12. Big 12 apparently exploring naming and sponsoring rights for their own conference and seeking some money from Amsterdam or Luxembourg and various other places. I want to talk about all that as we get it going here on our first Football Friday of 2024, Tommy.
I want to see if you can spell Kolache. That's where I want to start this morning. You think you could spell Kolache correct?
K-O-L-A-C-H-E, Kolache?
I think you got it.
All right.
All right. Donut. Now, that donut may be harder for Ty.
D-O-N-U-T, donut?
And in there an E in there? Donut. Man, I don't know how I drew I don't know if it was the short straw or the long straw, but I'm here in Harrison, Daylight Donuts this morning. I pulled up here, and I didn't know I was going to get a parking place at 5:15 this morning. It was a packed house already, but come by and say hello at Daylight Donuts. All I know how to tell you is the main interstates, where the bypass and 65 intersect. You'll see the ESPN 104.3 Yukon out here, and, just smells like breakfast. Hot coffee, orange juice, kolaches. Ty, it's a fat man's paradise here.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you can say you're right at home. I don't know if that's disrespectful. I'll say you're right at home. You're going to have a good time this morning, like you said yesterday on the show. I'm just taking your words and kind of, repeating them, basically. I'm not in the line of business of making fun of people's weight, but I'm just using what you said yesterday. So stop by and see Tommy throughout the morning there for the
Glad
next
you're so politically
3
correct.
hours. I try to be as much as humanly possible, but
politically
plenty
correct. That's what makes the world go around, right? So.
I don't know where to go from there. I don't know where you want me to go from there, to be perfectly honest. How was Stapleton last night?
Stapleton was awesome. That's the first time I got the chance to go to see Stapleton. Marcus King opened for him. Alan Stone before that. I didn't get to hear a lot of Alan Stone, but that venue at that Johnny Morris has done at Thunder Arena or at Nature Arena at Thunder Ridge, really neat. Great outdoor amphitheater. It's amphitheater. I think of smaller, more cozy venues. This is anything but. But I don't know, probably 20+ thousand there. I don't know. It's hard to get an eye on how many people were really there, but they were just a sea of people. But Stapleton is so talented. I mean, part of his show, Ty, he just gets up there with a guitar and a mic, and it's just him. No band, no backup, nothing, just him. And it sounds just like you're listening to one of his recordings. And that's how I always determine is this guy really any good? Is this girl really any good?
Yeah.
If they can do it live and it sounds as good or better than the recording, they're the real deal. And he's the real deal.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen played there a couple weeks ago, and
He did?
I had
My brother went.
I had a friend's wedding that was that night. Otherwise, I would have been there. And I've heard great things. It's like a combination. That venue, it's like a combination of Red Rock, a combination of other outdoor venues. It's not as big, of course, as the venue in Denver, but I'd like to get over there. And it seems like from the people that either saw Morgan Wallen, you weren't the only one that I know that was at Stapleton last night. But that setup is really unique. And in terms of Chris sounding like he sounds just when you pull out your phone and listen on Spotify or iTunes, to this day, the best artist or band that I've ever heard that sounds the exact same is Zach Brown Band. I mean, they are I have never heard a band that I could flip on iTunes and then listen to them live, and there's no auto-tune, there's no changing. That to me is such a big deal, because when they sound terrible, when you're at a concert, you're just like, well, this wasn't worth the $100 ticket.
Well, and Stapleton's in his prime still. I mean, they're going to have the Rolling Stones. I mean, that's how big Johnny Morris and his venue are. The Stones. Now they're 90, but they're coming to Thunder Mountain up here, or Thunder Ridge, rather, I should say. And that's probably not the show for me, but I know for a lot of our listeners, that'll be a show they'd want to go to.
I was talking to someone about, I can't remember, it was actually, I think, a listener about going who was in his, I think, 60s. So that is, like you kind of said, there will be people, and that venue's close. You think about Northwest Arkansas, you think about the western part of our state, to have that access, and we have a lot of people. I know Derek and Zach were joking earlier this week they should change the Battle Line rivalry to the Battle for Branson, because when you go to Branson, you see a ton of Missouri Tiger flags and a ton of Arkansas Razorback flags, and it's a place where both people in the Columbia area, both people in the St. Louis, and then Kansas City, and then for Arkansas, Fayetteville, Little Rock. I mean, people go up and visit all the time. I know that was a place that going to Big Cedar was one of my favorite childhood memories. Then going to Silver Dollar City, while it's not in our state, it's a great place to go that's really close within our state.
Yeah. All right, let's talk more about it, because I think you should have been there last night. Let's just say it was a target-rich environment for a single man like you. So we'll come back to that later, but is the Big 12 really going to change its name for a check?
Hold on, let's see how much. I had this in my rundown. For the amount of money they're probably going to get paid, absolutely. But it sounds like, according to Brett McMurphy, Allstate is the leader in the pack right now. So if you want to be associated with Allstate, that sounds like, let's see, the Allstate 12 conference or the Big Allstate conference, $30 to $50 million annually. I don't know, with all this stuff coming down the pipe, Tommy, I don't know how you turn that down if is it Yormack? I think it's Yormack who's the commissioner of the Big 12 right now. I don't know how you turn that down, to be honest.
Well, to me, it reeks of desperateness. I don't know if that's the right way to say that word. You tell me, Ty. But it reeks of being desperate, and it's almost like you're rifling through the couch cushions at this point. And I'm not saying, hey, the big boys may get there, and maybe I shouldn't exclude the Big 12 from the big boys, but they're not on the same shelf, clearly, as the SEC or the Big 10. But this, to me, I mean, and listen, I'm the last one that's going to scold anybody for profiteering. But I don't think this is profiteering. This to me, when I read this yesterday, feels like they know they're short on cash. Their multimedia rights deal is not as good as the other leagues, and this is their only way to catch up.
Well, it's a combination of this and maybe the outside money that they could accept from that. Is it Luxembourg? Some Luxembourg.
They got a venture capitalist. Yeah. They're taking a peek at.
And that's not finalized, nor is the All-State Big 12 or whatever it could potentially be. But a combination of that and those could get to that number. Well, and if you're trying to battle with the Big 10 and the SEC, you have to think outside the box. This is thinking outside the box. I don't think it reeks of desperation. Their hands are tied based on where their TV rights deal is competing against the Southeastern Conference and the Big 10.
All right, that's where we begin. I'm live at Daylight Donuts in Harrison. If you're in Boone County, come by. Best biscuits and gravy in Boone County, they say. Come by and check it out for yourself. Hey, download the Oaklawn Sports app before the weekend gets here. Every season's there. Game 4 of the NBA Finals coming up, all the other leagues, and, of course, early season betting on football already there. Create your account and get a first bet $250 bonus bet if that bet doesn't work out for you. Just create your account. You can use your debit, credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, or more. Cash on site even works. Make your deposit. Make a bet of at least $10 up to $250. And if that first bet doesn't work out, they'll give you a bonus bet of $250. Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
Morning Rush.
This June, celebrate Dad with a gift of adventure at Wheels RV. We're rolling out Father's Day specials all month long. Treat your family to a summer they'll never forget. Camping has always been a perfect way to disconnect from the world and tune into family and friends. We make it easy with exclusive discounts and bonus offers on our entire inventory, including Brinkley, Grand Design, and Forest River. Let's make this Father's Day one he'll never forget. Visit us at Wheels RV and start your journey to endless summer memories.
This is the Morning Rush.
House here in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Do you need help with your next project? Mentor's Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Mentor's Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at mentorslumber.com. Mentor's Lumber True Value.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, the Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. Don't forget to shop for Father's Day at the Solid Rock.
This summer, take control of your outdoor space with a mosquito misting system from Mosquito Joe. It's the ultimate solution for mosquito-free living. Mosquito Joe installs cutting-edge misting systems discreetly around areas such as pools, patios, and boat docks to create a protective barrier that banishes those annoying bugs. The best part is, you don't have to do a thing. It's like having a mosquito control technician in your yard 24/7. Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson for Jake Neal and his team at Jerry Neal's Barbecue. Jake's dad, Jerry, started cooking barbecue at Jerry Neal's in 1977, and Jake took over and has been doing the same thing ever since. I got ribs the last time I was there. Woo! Man, they were good. Don't forget about the catfish either. It's cooked to order, so it's hot and fresh every single time. The best catfish in the River Valley. Jerry Neal's Barbecue, Catfish, and Catering, 1823 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbor since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Trying to talk to the morning rush, much more important than my real job.
Trying to get his balance. If he can, he might take it. Breaks the tackle.
You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Less than 80 days out from the greatest time of the year, college football season. You heard us kind of open with the idea that maybe the Big 12 could have their entire conference sponsored by a specific brand. We'll talk more about that with Chuck. I think that's an interesting conversation, how it could tie into the SEC and really just where we're trending in college sports. But for now, we go to Pinehurst. We see what's happened at the U.S. Open this morning, and we'll talk about that in just a sec.
Hey, fireworks season is here. I was driving up 49 and across northwest Arkansas yesterday, and you're starting to see the tents and everything come up for fireworks. Go to USA Fireworks this year, Ty. You can win a $2,000 worth of fireworks for your own neighborhood fireworks show at hitthatline.com.
Yeah, we already had over 2,500 entries as of yesterday, so a lot of people have signed up. We're giving away that 2,000. I say we. Chris Brewer and his team are doing it, and it is an unbelievable show. You will be the hero, not just to your kids, not just to your significant other, but your entire cul-de-sac. Hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks, or if you're just looking for wholesale, which wholesale translates to basically half the cost, go to usafireworks.org. All right, let's go to Pinehurst, number 2, as we look at what's going on. Rory McIlroy, fresh off what we thought was going to be a divorce, apparently rekindled his relationship with his wife. Apparently that's helping him. He's tied for first with Patrick Cantlay, the American, at -5 right now. Now, I'm kind of curious. I hope I'm saying his name. I listened to Tommy. Ludwig Aberg. He's played his first. Aberg. He's played his first U.S. Open, and he's hit every fairway, and he's 16 of 18 on greens. He's playing fantastic for one of the toughest golf courses in the country.
Yeah, he was a name that came on the scene at the Masters. Played very well there. He's 22 or 3. I didn't get to watch hardly any of the coverage yesterday and everything I had going on. But he was a name that emerged on the scene, let's just say, the big stage of golf at the Masters. So not a surprise he's doing well there. Just from what I have seen and just the coverage, these greens are Bermuda greens. And they are shaved down and they are very fast. So, being able to place your ball striking and being, that's why these guys are the best in the world. Being able to get your ball in the right part of the green, the right level, and not leave yourself with downhill putts is going to be critical moving into the weekend. And those guys know that, but controlling speed is going to be an issue from everything I can tell.
I saw a video of Phil Mickelson. He ran one past the hole. Didn't look like much, and it just kept going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And going. And I think sometimes, I'm playing golf somewhere, and it's like, man, these greens are fast. And then I watch these guys on the professional tour, the PGA, and just I can't imagine trying to play golf out there. But that's what's going on in Pinehurst. McIlroy and Cantlay matched the lowest score in Pinehurst history at 65. Again, it's not common to have these insanely low scores, but through round one, Rory and Patrick looking pretty good.
Well, and 65 doesn't seem insanely low anymore with some of the scores we've seen, but it tells you the difficulty of this course. I mean, we've seen some 63s at the PGA, and I thought it was way too easy for a major championship.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Open's supposed to be the toughest test in golf, so, 65 does seem insanely low, but, they seem to – I don't know if it's just a cross between the advancements in the ball, the equipment, the skill of the player, and the courses not being quite what the challenge they were, say, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when even 1 over, 1 under, somewhere in that range, within a couple strokes of even would win the 4-round event. And, it's probably going to be closer to 10 unders. It's been the last few years.
So are you going to get, since you're in the Harrison Mountain Home area, are you going to get a chance to go play Big Creek this weekend or later today?
No, I wish I could. Big Creek's a great golf course. We got a lot of great golf courses in this part of the state and just above the border there in Missouri. But no, I got the show here this morning at Daylight Donuts, and then got to hustle back and get ready for the big Ruskin wedding. So we got rehearsal dinner tonight, baby. Can't miss that.
Where's is it fancy? Is it?
I've
been at
it's bougie.
Okay, because I've been to bougie rehearsal dinners, and then I've been to the coolest one I've ever been to is our friend Cody Yancey owns a hot dog stand near Dixon. We had hot dogs for one rehearsal dinner. It was awesome. That was my favorite. It was my favorite one. The bride and groom are two of my it's not mine, but two of my best friends. That's what she wanted. Because that was what she had many a times after Dixon Street, and so it was kind of a very sentimental rehearsrsal dinner. And we all thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, nothing more nostalgic than a donut or a hot dog. Yeah, so,
no, it's part of it.
No, it's gonna be nice. It's one. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the location. I don't want the paparazzi showing up at the Ruskin rehearsal, but it's a very nice restaurant that I have always wanted to eat at.
Now, does Ruskin's dad pick
in Bentonville?
You know his name. Does Ruskin's dad pick that up? How does that work? Does the dad?
I don't know. All the traditions have changed in the wedding business since I've my oldest daughter, who got married 2 years ago last month. We did a little bit different kind of. We did more of a family affair at my place at the river, but so it wasn't quite the same traditions or the normal procedures you'd go through. I don't know. I've lost touch with all of that because I assume the father of the groom still pays for the rehearsal dinner. That's always been the tradition, yes. So, I don't know. Maybe Dutch Street tonight. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to going there.
I think Derek should pay. That's me.
I think
Derek should pay. Let's talk to
I don't think Derek would agree with you on that. He normally comes to your defense faster than anyone. He would probably scold you for that.
Disagree with that. Let's talk to Craig, who's in Deer in your neck of the woods this morning. Tommy, he had a thought on Pinehurst number 2. What's up, Craig?
Morning, fellas. How y'all?
Good, buddy.
Bad.
Hey, man. I would talk about my Vols tonight, but I know better than run your mouth about baseball.
Especially when you're the 1 seed.
Yeah, no kidding. That's like an 0 for chance. Anyhow, I got the opportunity to play Pinehurst number 2 and had a caddy. And my story was I literally was 12 foot from the pin. 12 foot. Now, it looked like the back of a bathtub where the hole was. And the caddy told me, he said, hit it 20 foot up there on the left. I said, no, I'm going at it. He said, hit it 20 foot up there on the left. Well, hard-headed me, I had to go right at the hole. Guess where I'm at? I'm 12 foot off on the other side. And then he looked at me and said, look, son, you can argue with me all you want, but if you want to have fun, you better listen to what I tell you. And
hey, Craig, I'm impressed that you could say where you were going to hit it and the ball actually went there. Because I just said, I'm going at the pin, and you know where I'd have hit it? 20 foot up there on the left, but not by intention.
I shot a 96, and I felt like I'd shot a 64. I mean, I've never seen I didn't enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed the fact that I was playing number 2, but that's not golf to me. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's hard to even I don't know how anybody would shoot a 65 on that thing. I don't know how.
Well,
because it's not that long. It's not a long course, but son of a gun, those literally. Who was it that said it's like putting in a bathtub and trying to get it to stop before it gets to the drain?
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, it's one of those. But I'm amazed somebody shoot a 65. That's a bad man.
Yeah,
Greg, appreciate the call, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate you joining us. All right, live at Daylight Donuts in Harrison. Come by and say hello this morning. Brought to you by the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. They make them by the millions right here in Arkansas. Pradco does these, and they are the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the United States. Working on a light jig head or underneath a float, you'll find it to work as well as live bait. Find the Bobby Garland Baby Shad at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. Ty, it's the Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
All right, when we return on the Morning Rush, we're going to talk to Chuck Barrett next.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
This June, celebrate Dad with a gift of adventure at Wheels RV. We're rolling out Father's Day specials all month long. Treat your family to a summer they'll never forget. Camping has always been a perfect way to disconnect from the world and tune into family and friends. We make it easy with exclusive discounts and bonus offers on our entire inventory, including Brinkley, Grand Design, and Forest River. Let's make this Father's Day one he'll never forget. Visit us at Wheels RV and start your journey to endless summer memories.
Summer camp, vacation, travel baseball, repeat. Family reunion, lake time, I'm beat. A parent in the summertime is a glorified chauffeur, but if you find yourself in a fender bender, you'll need a good lawyer. I'm Jackie Mock. With 12 years of experience in insurance and car wreck cases, I can help get you back on the road for more summer fun. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
Now we will share a lifetime of the fondest memories.
Tommy Kraft for the Fence Man. If you've always wanted powered automatic gates at your home or business, but you didn't know who to call, let me tell you about the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man does it all. Custom wrought iron installations, automatic gates, even controlled access systems, and lots more. Ask about 18-month, same as cash financing with approved credit. For your custom fence and gate needs, call the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Razorbacks have won it.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Sunday, June 16th is Father's Day, so honor your special dad with a gift from Jelco Outdoors. Gifts for the working dad, fishing dad, hunting dad, hiking dad. Gifts for any dad. FN Guardian 5.56 AR-15s. Save $200 off. Now only $799.99. Fishing rods and reels for any dad. Hey Dude footwear for dad. Buy one pair, get a second pair 50% off. A great selection of Yeti products for dad. And Jelco gift cards are always a perfect fit. Shop Jelco Outdoors for dad this Father's Day.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
The name Neumeier means something in the River Valley. Rib Room and Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. But have you been to their new establishment, the Whippoorwill? Unbelievable Southern food right across the street from Papa's. Southern cooking at its finest, like burgers, chicken fried steak, Mimi's meatloaf, fried green tomatoes, and more. Go to whippoorwillrestaurant.com to check out their menu and daily specials. Neumeier's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Neumeier family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
A bottle of English leather or British Sterling. Yeah. You know, I can remember giving my dad like a bottle of British Sterling or English leather. You know, I'd go to his place as a kid. I'd open the bathroom cabinet, there were all those full bottles of cologne. And I always wondered why I never used it.
Yeah.
And I'd ask him, hey, how come you're not putting on that British Sterling I got you? You know, I was a kid. I didn't know any better.
You know, I'm going to be honest. When I heard Chuck talk about that yesterday, I had to look up what that cologne was. I have no way of, smelling it because I'm not going to just go buy it to smell it. But those were two brands, Chuck, I was blissfully unaware of until you brought them up yesterday in terms of Father's Day presents.
There are still dads, old dads, with bottles of British Sterling and English leather in their attics or in their, somewhere.
Yeah, Ty, it's a cross between, like, Scotch and motor oil.
Yeah. I think my dad told me one time, well, it's that cologne's so good that you only need a little bit on there. So, it makes it look like you're not really using it.
Well, what is it? 65% of the time it works every time? Is that
That's
the
right. Those things were 99% alcohol.
I feel like that movie.
Drink his cologne.
That's right.
Yeah. I feel like that movie is still going to hold up in like 40, 50 years. Like we talk about movies that still hold up to this day. I think Animal House will hold up till the end of time. I think Anchorman will also play in 100 years or so.
Yeah. Hey, we're live at Daylight Donuts in Harrison. I'm here. Chuck's going to have to hear about the donuts and the kolaches.
I'm sure they're good.
I have not had anything yet, and yet's the key word in that statement. But this has been a busy, happening joint here. But anything you might want, they've got it. Chocolate-covered donuts, regular donuts. The kolaches are always hard to pass up, but they got the apple fritters and the cinnamon twist and the maple bars, and right over there on the other side, a full case of chocolate milk, and that might be as tempting as some cold chocolate milk is hard to beat. Hey, just down the road from where we're at, APAC Arcola has a facility. They serve this area. In fact, I swear to you, I'm looking out the front window right now, and there is an APAC truck right out the window here out front of Daylight Donuts. They've got job openings right now where I'm sitting, probably where you're sitting as well this morning. Go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. Top pay, great benefits, sign-on bonus. They probably have donuts in the break room every now and then over there from Daylight Donuts. So jobs.crh.com, APAC Arcola, and Standard Materials Group in Northwest Arkansas are equal opportunity employers.
Chuck, JT in Hot Springs texted in, my grandmother brought my grandfather Old English, and he never wore it either. So it sounds like you are not alone.
It happens.
In that camp.
More often than you might think.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Well, so we've had a few major college basketball stories this week. Dan Hurley, Caitlin Clark, well, she's now in the WNBA, of course, a huge Iowa Hawkeye with her success the last couple years. Maybe some tidbits here now what's going on. One of the things that has gone unnoticed, and Chuck, I'm going to be honest, until I listened to your podcast yesterday, I didn't know about it, some rule changes. Now, when it comes to rule changes in any sport, I know there's either pushback or people are for it. Tommy, you'll like this one. The suspension for abuse or threats towards officials. Players and coaches, bench personnel will be penalized for threatening actions towards officials. Anyone who disrespectfully contacts an official or makes a threat or physical intimidation or harm, including pushing, shoving, spitting, and attempting to make physical contact with the official, will be ejected and penalized for a one-game suspension following the game.
Let's just call this rule what it is. It's the Eric Musselman rule. That's what this rule is. They don't want people acting a fool like Eric Musselman has for the last few years, having to be held back, all 119 pounds of him. That's what this rule is to keep people like Eric Musselman who act enraged and out of their minds at moments. There's no penalty for that other than you get a technical foul, just like the guy that called your mother something they shouldn't have said. So.
Yeah, it's just terrible to have a fun show at a game. It's just terrible to go to a game and watch a coach go nuts. That's the least entertaining thing a fan could ever want to have happen at a game. It's so much more fun to have the officials in control of everything, where it's like milquetoast and you never see any emotion.
They didn't say you couldn't do it. They just are telling you what the penalty for doing it is.
I understand. I'm just getting on you.
I think there's a little sarcasm infused with those comments.
I do think though, in all seriousness, we've legislated some of this stuff so far out of the game that it's not entertaining anymore. You want to see that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
That's what people talk about.
You're 100% correct. But I don't know of many other examples in the college game that have as many eruptions as he had while
No, you're
being the
right.
head coach at Arkansas.
I don't disagree with that at all.
So
and one thing to always remember, everybody wants to blame the refs. The refs don't write rules. Coaches write rules. And this is something clearly coaches want to get a hold of, because if you look at who's on the rules committee, it's all coaches, with one exception to that. So this is something that the coaching body feels strong about, I'd say.
So my father, Baylor Brad, picked up a technical foul or two back in his elementary coaching days. Do you have any funny stories, Tommy?
I want to hear more about that. Elementary coaching.
As coaching our team, yeah, he got tossed out of one game too.
I can't imagine I'd have a story better than that, Ty. I want to hear about that story.
Well, he
tell us about your dad getting thrown out of a little
on Father's Day week.
Basketball game.
Yeah,
he
what a competitor he is.
We had this one guy that we would play. His name was Dakota Newkirk. He was a really good athlete. Played at Arkansas Baptist, and he just he caught an air ball. My dad thought it was illegal, and he kept arguing with the official, and the official tossed him. And then he one time he kicked the scoreboard, not thinking it was plastic. It was plastic. It echoed throughout the whole gymnasium.
Boys Club legend.
Yeah. He was, and what's funny is like he doesn't really have anger management issues, but for whatever reason, it's Baylor sports, USA soccer, and elementary basketball games brought out the worst of him. The big three. But Tommy, you don't have a single story from. I mean, I figured you'd light a match and let the fireworks go off.
In 23 seasons of officiating basketball, I've had one coach's ejection ever.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh.
If you can communicate and manage the game, you don't have those issues.
Oh, there it is. You know, for someone that criticizes me for being patted on the back, that seems like a comment that might be in that camp as well. Another part of the rule.
The record speaks for itself. I've dove into the records, Ty, and it speaks for itself.
Well, just for someone that criticizes me for having an ego, that seemed pretty egotistical. The
record speaks for itself.
Another part of. Now, this is more potential. It's not 100% set in stone yet. But one of the things they're going to do in the NIT next year is the out-of-bounds calls. And basically what this is instead of reviewing every single possibility of a missed call down the stretch in terms of whose ball it was, who it went off, coaches have to challenge this. Chuck, you and I are in the same. I know we both get frustrated at the tail end of games watching these things just go on and on and on because they review every micro detail in the final 2 minutes because they're subject to replay. What this does is it basically says we're not going to review it unless a coach puts a timeout to challenge it. And if he doesn't have any timeouts, he can still challenge it, but if they lose, he gets a tech. I would think the last 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however you want to characterize that final, actually 2 minutes of regulation, is going to get expedited a little bit. They're going to speed this up, which I think I would be shocked if most fans weren't in favor of this.
And I said this yesterday, my only real problem, well, I have two problems with replay. One, I think it takes some of the entertainment value out of the game. But, I also think it breaks the momentum of the game. I've watched a lot of NCAA tournament baseball, and I've watched umpires gather into groups when it's unnecessary, discuss things much too long, and all the while the pitcher's standing on the mound, and guys are just standing around. That breaks the momentum of the game. I see it in basketball a lot, particularly in the final 2 minutes of games. A 2 or 3 minute break to review a replay can entirely change the momentum of a basketball game at the end. And I think we get into a conflict because I understand officials wanting to get it right. I really do. I want them to get it right. But it does not have to be perfect. And my feeling a lot of times, and Tommy, you can speak to this, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But my feeling a lot of times is when they get to that replay, they want it to be 100% perfect because that determines who's going to officiate when and where down the line, and that's going to determine pay grade. To me, there's a difference between a correct call and an absolutely perfect call. Not always, but some of the time. I think it takes too long. I can't tell you the number of times I've watched in our arena and in other arenas the crowd get up to leave when the replay takes too long in the final 2 minutes. If your team, for example, is down by 5 points and there's a minute left, they're running up and down the floor and you're in the moment, you still believe. You still believe your team's got a chance to win. If there's 49 seconds left and your team's down 5 and they've spent 3 minutes over there looking at a replay, well, reality begins to set in. You see all these people around you getting up and you think, my God, I got to beat the traffic. And all of a sudden you're out of there. I see it so often. And it's a tough, tough job that these gentlemen have. And I respect the job that they do. But I think they should have more respect for the momentum of the game. I think the rules and the way they're enforced in critical moments, I think that they've got to be very mindful of how the game is going. And I think common sense has got to take over sometimes. And I just think you have a conflict there because these guys are being graded. Every move they make is being graded, and you have to respect that too.
Yep. Because if Hunter Yurachek tells you to do something, what are you going to do? Probably going to comply unless it's just crazy, right? I mean,
well, but I also think that if you are smart, and if your boss is smart, there's the understanding that common sense is going to take over in critical moments.
Right. But the problem
that
is
understanding should be there.
I agree with you, but the problem is there's too many bosses when it comes to
I don't
what
disagree.
Sure. I mean, you've got so many layers from the NCAA and the national folks that write that edit and take care of the rule book to the Chris Rastatter, the national supervisor, down to your league and your conference, and everything you're saying is right. But the feeling, I can just tell you from what, and I sit through the same videos that the big guys do for the level I work in college basketball, and when it comes to replay, the message is, get in, get out early in the game. But when the game is on the line, in the last 4 minutes particularly, there's not enough possessions to overcome a mistake. And that's why I agree with everything you said, Chuck. It interrupts the flow of the game. I think coaches sometimes use it to their advantage to gain a timeout that maybe they don't have or don't want to use, and let replay become that timeout, because that's what it effectively has become. But at the same time, if you don't get that out of bounds right, and there is only 38 seconds left on the clock, there's not enough possessions to overcome an incorrect call on a bang-bang play. And that's what they're trying to do. The other thing that people don't always realize is it's not just the officials standing in that arena looking at that monitor. They're going back to the replay center in Birmingham.
Oh, no question.
Sometimes technical difficulties and they don't control the ability to get that video on the monitor. There's a lot of things that go into it. It's not just Doug Schowes over there with his thumb up his hind end holding up the game. There's a lot more layers to that communication.
I agree with that. And again, I'm not saying these guys are terrible and they change the outcomes of games in the final 2 minutes, because I don't believe that. But I do think they change the momentum of the game, and I do think that replay, one of the unintended consequences of getting it right is that it's not immediate. Now, the professional levels, and I watch the NBA and the NFL, and they do a much better job of expediting replay. Whatever they're doing, college sports needs to follow
Copy it.
But they've had more games to get it right. And you're right. College basketball needs to follow some of their procedure.
It's the huddles, Tommy. It's the huddles. It's the umpires and the officials, and they do this in college. They don't do it in the NBA. They don't do it in pro football the way they do in college. It's like these officials come together, and it's like they talk for 15, 20, 30 seconds. And from the outside looking in, there's no reason for it. When a guy calls for a replay, well, why do you have to get together and talk for 20 seconds to say, well, coach wants a replay? What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? Well, replay's going to decide it, so it doesn't matter what they saw.
You want to make sure it's reviewable. You don't want to go to the monitor, and then you shouldn't even.
I understand that.
That's a good way to get fired.
I also think that there are times when, again, it could just be expedited. They do it in the NFL. No. They do it in the pro leagues. They ought to be able to do it in college.
And they have done some of that in college football, where the booth will communicate through the on-field communication, the little radios in their ears, and never have to go down there to that screen. Because I think it's more disruptive in football where you got to stop the game and then the old referee's got to jog down to the other end of the 20-yard line, and they have improved the process in college football. I don't know what the answer is. I agree with everything you're saying, Chuck, about the least interruption to the flow of the game. And I think this rule, Ty, will help with that because now the coach has to make a decision, do I want to burn a challenge? Because every out-of-bounds call in the last couple of minutes of the game seemingly gets challenged, whether it should be or not. And they want to go to the monitor because you don't want to be wrong.
Let me ask one more question before we move on because I do not know the answer to this. If the decision is going to be made in the replay center, why do the officials at the game even have to run down there and watch?
Is that
great
for
question?
show?
Now, well, because in the past you've had the you can't communicate directly with the replay center as the referee on the field through your on-field communication. Is my understanding. That's where the headset on the other end, the booth inside the stadium, say at Reynolds Razorback or wherever you're at, they can communicate with the officials on the field. Is how I understand it to go. So they sometimes want the opinion of the white hat in that game, but I think on the open and shut, inbounds, out of bounds, catch, no catch, the stuff that, is kind of 101, I think a lot of that could be expedited fairly quickly. They do it, it started in the NFL on where they do it in college too. Already they rule on scores. Every goal line play is ruled on by replay before they allow the extra point. That same process can work for many other things.
Well, and this is kind of what I'm talking about, where common sense has got to come into play.
You're right.
You don't have to go through the same lengthy process for some calls over others. Now, look, there are certain calls that it might take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to get it figured out, but those should be few and far between.
I agree.
And it just seems to me as though there are certain times when common sense needs to take over. I think it's particularly true in college officiating.
Yeah,
I'm not saying the officiating's bad. I'm saying the system that they have to work with when it comes to replay needs to be tweaked.
Well, and some of this is the athletes have gotten bigger, faster, stronger, and they make more outstanding dynamic plays.
No question.
That's part of it. And number two, the TV coverage and the ability to look at a play in a much more clear and high-def way is better than it's ever been. So now things that wouldn't have shown up necessarily 10 years ago now show up. And I think it's the convergence of the athletes are better and the cameras and the process and everything we look at is better.
No doubt. Hey, I know this. I've watched some of the NBA playoffs, and they'll show replays, and it's like we're not even watching the same play. I mean, they'll have a replay, and it's obviously this happened, and then it'll be called a completely different way. So I've still not figured all that out. I do know this: if you're buying or selling a home, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, is your answer. They always make the correct call, and it's because they've been doing it a long time. They're experienced, and they understand what all the things we read about every day concerning the real estate market actually mean. And most importantly, they understand what it's going to mean to you. Might mean something different if you're a buyer. Might mean something different if you're a seller, depending upon where you live. Location. Yeah. Always comes into play. And those things are a big part of what makes a great realtor. Understanding all of that, listening to you, knowing your needs, and then working hard together to make them happen. That was my experience. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, and I believe it'll be yours too. They've got offices in Northwest Arkansas, Washington and Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson. They've got a wide selection of homes, and you can see them all at WeichertGriffin.com.
So we've talked about what's happening in Pinehurst, North Carolina this weekend, but Omaha, Nebraska, the side of the College World Series gets going today. Guys, Tennessee has a much easier road to the College World Series final, being that they're the only SEC team on their side of the bracket, which I think is interesting. You got Florida, Kentucky, and A&M all on the other side. I think Tennessee is going to wind up there, and I have actually the Florida Gators, which was one of the last, if not the last, teams in the College World Series or in postseason for that matter, making it to the finals as well. They are hot right now. They got one of the best players in baseball, Jack Caglione. Kevin O'Sullivan's done it before. I've got Florida making it to the College World Series final.
They're hot right now. You're right, and they're certainly a dark horse pick. I've got Tennessee and Kentucky, and Tennessee breaks the streak.
For the first time since 1999. I know Craig and Deere that just called in. He's our residential Tennessee Vols fan, as is Bruce Danton of Pradco Fishing. I wonder, listen to Tony Vitello's rant, 6 minutes or so, not just talking about pressure, but a few other things. I wonder if that gets to them like it seemingly has to other teams. They are, like you said, they're also hot right now. They've been on a tear recently as the number one team. And I think what's important to mention about Tennessee is Tennessee has not been the number one team all season long. It's more of a recent development. And that I don't know if that necessarily helps them in this case, but I found that interesting, kind of looking more at their season.
The people that are picking against Tennessee right now are doing so only because there's not been a number one seed win a national championship in 25 years. We're not going to sit here, guys. We're not going to sit here and break down why these other teams are better than Tennessee or better than Kentucky. We're not going to be able to do that. Those that are picking against Tennessee, by and large, are doing so simply because of the streak.
Yeah. Speaking of Craig and Deere, he just walked in the store here. He's getting some donuts.
Is he covered in balls, Deere?
I think he just took the last apple fritter, and me and him may have to have a conversation in the next break about
Steven, let's see. Steven in Sherwood, Tommy, recommended you try the glazed blueberry cake donut. That is his favorite.
Those are good. Those are good.
Yeah.
Josh and Harrison.
How many bad donuts you ever had, though?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of like pizza. Josh and Harrison says, man, Chuck, I pray you're on about Tennessee. Listen, they're playing some good baseball right now, but I think
Chuck's right about his fan analysis. Everyone can't give you a baseball reason they're not going to win. They're just using this 25-year stat that hadn't happened since Miami.
Well,
so that's the only thing you got to back that up.
When Vitello went on that rant the other night, there was a method to that madness. He's trying to, and he kind of gave it away there at the end when he said, we're going to be just like Evansville. Nobody expects the number one seed to win. I mean, he's but now let me tell you something. You can hate on him all you want. He's a hell of a coach, and he does a good job with that program. And there are lots of schools out there that give their left arm to have him. And Tennessee's number one seed for a reason, and he's a big part of it.
Think if you're Missouri.
Underdog.
Yeah, think if you're Missouri and he's an alum and he was reportedly ticked off that they didn't even look at him. How dumb do you have to feel if you're?
Well, they did look at him. They had an interview, but I mean,
they didn't go with him though.
I don't want to reveal everything on this because I don't want to speak for Tony, but I know what happened, and they didn't give him the time of day, and it's their fault that they're in the position that they're in right now, and I don't have any sympathy for them at all.
It was like Ty on a Friday night. They said, "Oh, when Ty said she's way too
but there
cute
was
for
an
me,"
interview.
That's what they thought.
Yeah.
Oh, she's way too.
There's a stray bullet I just got, but I guess it's hour one. We got plenty more to get to.
Daylight Donuts is where we're at in Harrison. Come by and say hello. Have a donut and some coffee with us this morning. We're brought to you by River City Coatings in Van Buren. Go to rivercitycoatings.com. Anything you need, small or large, that you don't want to paint and you want to make sure it's protected for life, powder coating is the answer. It's not just a layer of paint. It becomes part of the metal. It can withstand chemicals, abrasions, and more. So brake calipers, parts for your ATV or side-by-side, farm equipment, pretty much anything that's metal can be powder coated. Go to rivercitycoatings.com. They can get it done quick. That's rivercitycoatings.com.
Talking to national champion Chris Johnson next.
Camping World in Van Buren, Arkansas. For a limited time, get into a new RV starting at just $104 per month and see America for less. As part of America's #1 RV network, we've got an RV for every lifestyle and a payment for every budget. Buy with confidence at Camping World, knowing every RV comes with a 3-year Good Sam Elite membership and access to our nationwide service network. Make sure your next summer adventure is the best one yet. Click, call, or visit Camping World in Van Buren today. Certain restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Summer camp, vacation, travel baseball, repeat. Family reunion, lake time, I'm beat. A parent in the summertime is a glorified chauffeur, but if you find yourself in a fender bender, you'll need a good lawyer. I'm Jackie Mock. With 12 years of experience in insurance and car wreck cases, I can help get you back on the road for more summer fun. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
Now we will share a lifetime of the fondest memories. Home is everything. It's your sanctuary, your command center, your music room, and your art studio. It's where you eat family dinners and make lasting memories. When you use a Weichert agent to help you find your home, we'll help you find the space to make it yours. When you begin your search, know that a Weichert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because at Weichert Realtors, we guide you home. To get started, call your local Weichert agent and look for our bright yellow signs all over town. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
This season, you pick the deals during New Holland's Ready to Roll sales event at WT Equipment. Get a new compact and save $2,300 cash back. Plus, choose 0 for 72 or add a free loader. You pick. Get 0% on select round balers and free net wrap. Or choose to pocket over $10,000 in cash back. NCBA member? Stack $2,500 off these already beefy offers. With work getting longer and budgets tighter, one choice is easy. Choose WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Jerry Neal's Barbecue. Jake's dad, Jerry, started cooking barbecue at Jerry Neal's in 1977, and Jake took over and has been doing the same thing ever since. I got ribs the last time I was there. Woo! Man, they were good. Don't forget about the catfish either. It's cooked to order, so it's hot and fresh every single time. The best catfish in the River Valley. Jerry Neal's Barbecue, Catfish, and Catering, 1823 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, and we need your trade. This month, the trade-in acquisition event continues with up to 27% bonus cash on your trade on any one of our road-ready certified used cars with warranty. You can't buy a better used car, and you can't pick a better time than right now. Up to 27% bonus cash for your trade. Another reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a chance of an isolated shower or two to start, then increasing sunshine or high in the low to mid-90s. Slight chance of an evening shower or thunderstorm across the north. Overnight lows will drop down into the low 70s and Saturday highs in the low to mid-90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 76 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
So you're going to go to Miami one week and then jet set off to New York City the next.
Isn't that something else? I mean, they'll be quick trips. It's not like you're going on vacation, stay for a week and all that, but still pretty nice. I have no complaints.
You'll have to get back because Arkansas will be hosting a playoff game in football that following weekend, so we're all going to be getting ready for that, right? I'm thinking
right.
Positive. Ty's laughing at me. I'm thinking positive, and Ty's over here snickering at me. You must hate the Razorbacks.
I would let my house light on fire.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Call or text the Morning Rush on the McClarty Daniel hotline. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, a good deal is never too far away.
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
All right, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush here on our first Football Friday of 2024. We've got more football to discuss, kind of what's going on with the Big 12, how that can affect the rest of college football. Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight. Isaiah Joe joins us live in studio in about an hour from now. We're going to talk with a guy that's been on the job less than a year with the women's track and field program here in Arkansas. Chris Johnson, named the head coach July 1st, 2023. Less than a year later, not only does he win the indoor, but wins the outdoor national championship. We're going to talk with him coming up on the McClarty Daniel Hotline. It's Tommy, you're live at Harrison's Daylight Donuts this morning.
That's right. Nate and Diane and the whole crew's got us in here this morning. They've got everything you want. First off, Chuck, they got a hot cup of coffee for you. And they even have those special yellow packets you like to sweeten your coffee. Then every kind of donut you can imagine. Cake donuts, regular donuts. Do what? She's wanting to know where Chuck and Ty is. Well, that's right. So they're demanding, Ty, your presence here at the Daylight Donuts. But come by and see us. I got everything you want to get your Friday and your weekend started with a great, healthy breakfast. Also, the best biscuits and gravy in Boone County is right here as well. Hey, if you want to spruce up your existing home or start from the ground up, by the way, check out our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. They got a location just right down the street from where I'm at right now. They can get you started and help you with the best financing options for you. They've been doing that for more than 100 years. Farm Credit helps local families just like yours make their dream home come true. Visit myaglender.com or any of their 25 locations with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
I'd like to present this first place championship trophy to Coach Chris Johnson. I'd like to thank the staff, obviously the staff, the coaching staff, the nutrition staff, strength staff, and all the administrators that came in to support Arkansas track and field. It's been fantastic.
Jared Coach there as we welcome him in on the McClarty Daniel Hotline. Coach, less than a year you've been on the job, yet you all win the women's indoor and outdoor national championship. I love how immediately you credited your players and your staff. What did it take to get this done less than a year on the job?
Well, I think it's just taking a combination of everybody working together. Obviously, you got to recruit the talent, and I thought we did a good job in the recruiting and working the portal to get the right athletes in place. And then it's just working the job day in and day out and understanding what it's going to take to be successful. And obviously, I've been around some successful teams as an assistant, but as a head coach, being able to hold everyone together, work together, and be able to go out and make it happen over a span of time. So, not easy, but obviously having an understanding of what it's going to take is very, very helpful, and fortunate enough to have the right athletes in place. And obviously they were hungry and eager to go out there and perform to the very best of their abilities, and I think they accomplished that.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on the national championship. Secondly, I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of track meets live and made an appointment to do it, but I flipped over from baseball last weekend to catch that first 400-meter race where y'all finished 1, 2, 3, 4. It brought me to my feet. What was your emotions like in that moment, knowing you needed those points, knowing where you were at in the standings, and how that catapulted you to have the opportunity in that final 400-meter relay? What was going through your mind and your emotions when you got the super sweep in the 400?
Well, obviously before the race, a bit stressful because obviously you just worry about the little things. We knew we had the talent. We knew we had the ability to go out and do it. But obviously you got to stay in your lane. You got to execute the race the right way. And you got 4 of them. So you're concerned about each and every one of them being able to go out and get it done on that day at that time and do it the right way. So not necessarily concerned about the talent, but obviously just the little bit things and the execution. And they understood the assignment. We talked about going 1 through 4 that morning. And we knew we was going to need that we were going to have a chance to win a national title.
Yeah.
So we needed those points really, really bad. They understood that, and they went out there and gave it their best.
So you get to that final 400-meter relay, and you need to finish 3rd or better to win the national title. Now, that had to be nerve-wracking. I just kept saying to myself, don't drop the baton, don't drop the baton. Y'all ran away with it, but what was your self-talk like in that final 3 minutes and 17 seconds?
Well, we talked to them. We understood it. I guess fortunately and unfortunately, we experienced, we got a disqualification in the indoor, but obviously we didn't need that to win the national title. So we understood that it's a real thing to be DQ'd or something can go awry, if you will. So we just talked to them about taking care of the stick, staying in their lane, and staying free and clear. Obviously, if you go 1 through 4 in the 400, the expectation to go out and win the 4x4 it has to be there. But it's not necessarily about do we have the talent to win the race. It's about being able to do all the little things that we've practiced to get the stick around, and we did that in successful fashion. And to go out there and run 4 seconds faster than our own collegiate record was nothing short of impressive.
Coach Chris Johnson's our guest on the McCarty Daniel Hotline, the latest national champion here on campus at the University of Arkansas women's track and field coach. Coach, you had to beat Florida out, not just in the outdoor, but indoor too. I wonder, we always talk about the competition in football and baseball and basketball and softball. If you could explain how difficult it is, not just to compete for a national championship, but what it's like in conference events for y'all and for recruits as well.
Track and field in the SEC is the best. So it's that much of like football or basketball, or even baseball, if you will. And I think we had 5 or 6 teams finish in the top 10. So everybody's recruiting the same kids. Everybody's trying to go after the same young ladies and young men. So you're battling that. And obviously everybody has something that's good for their university. And the coaches are good. You got the best coaches in the country. We fell a little short at the SEC meet because we didn't execute as well as we should. And if you blink, you will miss in the SEC. That's what it is. And so it prepares you, but it's definitely a task to be able to continue to stay on top of the heap, if you will, in the SEC. And you're challenged every day, day in and day out, about just holding the standard. And Arkansas has a different standard than most universities as it pertains to track and field. And it's just our job to try to uphold that standard and make the Razorback Nation proud.
Yeah, and Coach, talk about that standard set forth first by John McDonnell, Lance Harder, and just other great student athletes, men and women, that have stepped on that campus. You've now set your own standard. Year one, you won 2 national championships. How do you maintain that standard moving forward?
Well, I think it goes with, number one, having a great staff. You're not doing it by yourself. So I think that's important, having great resources. And the University of Arkansas and the administration have provided that. And just to be steadfast. To have a national championship team who's to say you're going to have a national championship team year in and year out? Because it takes an accumulation of a lot of things for that to happen, and it's not that easy. So understanding that we got to continuously grind, continuously try to go out and recruit the best kids, and then you got to get a little lucky. Things got to happen. You know, you got to stay away from injury and things of that nature, and keep the athletes engaged and working together. You know, and in today's climate, that's not so easy. And so there's a lot of distractions. You got NIL, you got this, you got that.
Well,
all those things happen.
Coach, congratulations. Yes. It was a lot of fun for me to watch. I now have a greater interest in your sport and watching your team moving forward, just for watching those couple of races and watching that national championship. Congratulations to you and the ladies on your team, and we look forward to more success with your program moving forward.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for Razorback Nation for the continued support of women's track and field.
All right, Chris Johnson, head coach, Arkansas women's track. Chuck, national championship, and just like every other sport in the SEC. I mean, as I was watching the thing, there was Auburn, there was Florida. Just keep going down the list. There is no sport that I can find where the SEC isn't nationally dominant. Women's track's another example.
Well, they are, and it's as competitive as football or basketball or any of the other sports that they play. And as you saw from watching, the enthusiasm when you win is no less in any of the sports than it is in what we refer to as the major sports. And it's not their fault that we're bored by them winning championships. I mean, that's just, I don't know how else to put it. They win so many championships that people just expect it. And sometimes I don't know that we fully appreciate just how hard it is to do what they do year after year after year.
Yeah, I think, I really enjoyed watching.
And I'm guilty of that, too. We're all guilty of that, if we're honest.
Absolutely. And probably when you break it down to best athletes on campus, but they're right there.
Class.
They're world class. They're right there amongst them. Maybe the best you've got at the entire university. So, hey, Nate's joined us here with Daylight Donuts. He's been busy. He's covered in flour right now. He's been back there hammering out donuts since around midnight last night. You look tired, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're totally lying. I slept in this morning.
That's an honest man right there. That's an honest man.
I was trying to give you all the credit. All these ladies were rolling.
Mind, Nate.
Yeah, exactly,
Theater of the mind.
I said that, and all these ladies looked over here that have aprons on that actually have flour on them. They all just rolled their eyes.
Yes, sir.
Did you even make the coffee?
No, sir.
No, I didn't do that.
I worked at a different job last night and got in a little late, so I slept in before I could come see you guys.
Hey, well, I know you and your partners here have a great place. It's amazing the amount of folks that have come through this morning. Thanks for having us out. What makes Daylight Donuts the place to be in Harrison each and every morning, particularly today?
Man, last time you tried the biscuits and gravy,
yep.
That's kind of one of our mainstays. I think it's because it's small-town America and everyone knows each other. I mean, you can come in, you can stand in line and talk to somebody that you know about Little Johnny's basketball game or whatever, but I just
They ever talk about the Razorbacks in here?
Oh, yeah.
They always agree with the coach in here?
No, sir.
I kind of had a feeling that was the answer, so that part you are being truthful about. Well,
yeah.
Easy to find right at the bypass in 65. If you go straight, you go downtown if you're coming from the north. If you go left, you go towards Yellville, I guess, or Mountain Home, out that way. So, hey, thanks for having us this morning. It's one of our more delicious stops on our tour.
I appreciate you being here. It's always a good time.
All right, Daylight Donuts, Harrison, Arkansas. Come by and see us this morning. Brother Nate here. He's I tried to give him all the credit, and you wouldn't take it, man. Take credit when someone gives it to you, even if it's not true. That's the first thing Chuck taught me, years ago. So, anyway, Daylight Donuts. Everybody come by and say hello this morning.
Hi, get yourself just a normal glaze, a kolache. Somehow, some way, I knew how to spell it earlier.
Normal glaze, 7 seconds in the microwave. Can't be beat.
Can't be beat. All right, when we return, we'll get into our morning rush. The other question, I do want to jump into this college football topic. Bucky's Big 12. Does that sound right? We'll answer it next.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Thill.
This is the Morning Rush.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Let's see. Leaky faucet Tuesday. Water flooding the yard. Better put that down for the middle of the month when the bills aren't due.
Honey, what are you doing?
Planning our plumbing problems, of course.
You can't plan our plumbing problems, but you should plan our plumber.
What do you mean?
Like all important contacts, I keep Westark Plumbing in my phone. They're always there when we need them, and they don't overcharge since they know we don't plan our plumbing problems. Here, honey, here's their number.
646-5151. Thanks, babe.
Westark Plumbing. We keep you flowing.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, the Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. Don't forget to shop for Father's Day at the Solid Rock.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I want to talk about their pizza today. The Goob Special with extra pepperoni and rib rub on top. The Parm Special with double mushroom and jalapenos. Don't forget about the bacon cheeseburger and everyone's favorite, the old trash can. Swing on by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Or give them a call at 479-783-9941. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. It's time for the Red River Dodge Morning Rush Daily Question. Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. Log on at redriverdodge.com.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess.
I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The corporal will wait for an answer.
All right, time for the Morning Rush Daily Question. We're going to get into the subject again. I'm going to circle back to the Big 12, who is exploring the idea of changing their name and basically selling their soul out. It will become the Allstate 12 or the State Farm 12 or the Shelter Insurance 12 or the Bud Light 12. That's what they're exploring right now. So, boys, here's the Morning Rush Daily Question. Who would it take and what would it take for them to have the naming rights to Ty Richardson? What brand would you forever want to be associated with? And what would it take to get that done? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question. Who would you sell yourself out for, Ty, to have endless product and enough money you wouldn't have to worry about it?
I don't really care. Some sort of golf brand. Titleist, Nike. So it really doesn't matter to me. Just give me unlimited golf clubs, unlimited bags, unlimited.
Did you say gloves? That was your first request,
was gloves, golf balls, whatever. The rest of my life.
No, you're not.
Are y'all about to say like an airline or something?
Yeah, NetJet.
Yeah.
NetJets. I want to be NetJet spokesman.
NetJet
Barrett.
Barrett.
Go.
I want money.
Now
I
we're
want to
talking.
be able to travel for free. You're not thinking big enough, man. Free golf balls. Come on.
My brain is just factored in. I do like the idea of having a private jet or your own airline that you could use in any time that you want. That is definitely I will give you. You've one up me pretty quickly this morning.
I'm going to take both of your ideas and I'm going to combine them. I'm going to think big, but I'm going to think golf, and I want to be brought to you by Augusta National. I just want to be a member. Just let me in. Is that big enough, Chuck?
Least surprising thing I think I've
Me
heard
and you can go on your NetJets and just let me in. Just give me one of them members' green jackets. So.
Can you trade out a membership to Augusta National? Can you do that?
Hey, I could run them 100 ads a month. You know. I'm willing to do that right now if they're listening down there in Augusta. So
I'm sure their marketing department will be all over that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to have a meeting later today to consider this offer.
So what about like on the Big 12? Like I've seen a few of these, like the What a Conference, sponsored by Whataburger, or the Buc-ee's 12, Buc-ee's, the Bush League, Dr. Pepper Big 12. I mean, apparently, according to Brett McMurphy, they're in talks with the Big All-State Conference, or with All-State, either going to be named the Big All-State Conference or the All-State 12.
Guys, we can laugh all we want, but everybody's going to have done this within 10 years.
Agreed.
Maybe 5. Because here's the deal. We talk all the time, they got to find the money. What are they going to do to find the money? Here's the thing you always have to remember about athletic directors. At big schools where sports is popular, they know they can literally find someone to sponsor every blade of grass on every field that they have. You can sell anything. Sponsors will buy anything related to college sports. You're going to have every field's going to be named after a sponsor. I don't know why they don't have sections sponsored right now. And they are going to do things we can't even imagine. So we can laugh, but we're probably next. And I think a lot of places are going to be like this because they've got to find the money to make all this happen. And this is where they're going to find it because these people are eager to pay. Fans aren't eager to pay. Corporate sponsors are ready, willing, and able.
And y'all correct me if I'm wrong about this. This hits close to home because Donald W's dropping off this summer, right?
Yeah, it's going back to Razorback Stadium, what it was when I was growing up.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the difference in everything, and I don't disagree with what you're saying, Chuck, but here's the difference in what you're saying. People don't want to pay because it's their money. Corporate America will pay because it's shareholder money or their customers' money. It's a lot easier to spend the company money or the shareholders' money than it is to spend the hard-earned money, and that's always the difference.
That's why they keep building suites.
Yeah.
That's why they keep building. Most of the suites are not. I mean, they're not privately owned. I mean, you're right. It's corporate money. Nobody's disputing that. But I think that when, again, 10 years from now, we look back, this will be just the tip of the iceberg. This is anything goes. It is anything goes, and I'm just saying that matter of factly.
What's left beyond selling the name to the conference? What's left?
You got timeouts, coin toss. I mean, you can trust me. You can.
Were
we
talking about conferences 2 weeks ago, did it ever cross your mind that the Big 12 would be owned by Allstate? Or that they would have a private equity firm would have a 20% stake in a major conference? Let me tell you something. These people are always 2 steps ahead of the game. If you think they are stymied on ways to make money, you are mistaken.
Yeah.
They've always got a plan.
So let's get into that part. Let's do that in just a moment. That's your Morning Rush Daily Question, brought to you by Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. All right. You mentioned the private equity part there. I thought that was more interesting than the naming rights. Selling the sponsorship to something's not anything new. We just hadn't seen someone do it to the name of a conference. We've seen it on stadiums and venues and whatever. Now we're hearing about this private equity group, a venture capitalist, if you will, guys buying 15 to 20% of the Big 12. I don't know how that will actually work, and basically they have a seat at the table like a school or two would. To me, this is a more interesting a path that college sports may travel than just selling the sponsorship.
Tell the investment. It's $800 million to potentially $1 billion. I mean,
but what kind of say do they have? I mean, I understand the exchange of the dollars, and it's going to be, a fortune. But now, who is controlling it? You don't give up that kind of money and have a actual stake, Chuck, without having actual say, I would think.
Well, sure they'll have say.
Yeah,
of course they'll have say. I mean, that's this is an effort by, in this case, the Big 12, and I understand why. They are trying to make up the revenue gap with the SEC and the Big Ten, and this is apparently one of the ways they feel like they're going to be able to do that, because as I read about this, at least their plan, that's one of the main reasons.
Yeah.
Is that this is, they feel like now anyway, their avenue toward making that gap a little bit less wide. So
yeah,
that's why I say I think the other conferences will do it. I don't know if it'll be blatant sponsorships. It could be private equity groups, but places are going to do this now. I mean, because it's instant cash.
When you go after venture capital money and you take that, you're getting in bed with some sharks a lot of times. And they're there.
I'm sure
they are there to make a return on that investment, and that's the part that there's not enough reporting on yet, and there will be more as we learn more. But how does the venture capitalist that puts in hundreds of millions of dollars get their money back? Because they're only in it to get their money back plus a return.
Well, schools are making money. I mean, athletic departments are making money, and they're going to take a 20% cut.
Yeah.
They're going to take a 20% cut of the profits. Or 25, whatever they come up with. Whatever, I'm just pulling numbers out of the air, but essentially that's what it's going to boil down to. They're all making money. Anybody that says they're broke's not telling you the entire truth. So they're gonna take their piece of the pie. And really, when you stop and think about it, it makes sense. It makes sense, and that's why I say I believe others will follow suit.
I think when it comes to this discussion, I've heard you say this before, Tommy, and I didn't think it would affect my fandom outside of the Razorbacks, but with all these different sponsorships, all these different things that basically get shoved down your throat, I just wonder that there will always be an appetite for everyone listening to follow the Arkansas Razorbacks football, basketball, and baseball. But will the appetite still be there for other teams, with not just in the own conference, but college football itself? Will you still have that type of energy? And I'm sitting my lazy boy from 10 a.m. on Saturday to 10 p.m. Will you still have that with all this extra stuff that's going on?
Yep. Do you watch any less football because of NIL?
It doesn't affect me, and I've been open about that. It's not going to affect me personally.
I don't think it. I think the effect is very, very small.
It's just barely more bluster, more people
barely
just
a ripple. Oh, I think. Look, people complain about everything, but they still do it.
Yeah,
you complain about the price of groceries, but you still got to eat. I mean, there's always going to be people that look at it, and I may be one of them, that say, man, this is screwed up. But, I mean, look, I think the whole college model's screwed up right now, if you want to know the truth. but I'm still working in it because this is how I make my living, and I'm too old to change. So I just think it's always going to be there. There's always going to be new consumers. As long as you have competition and the human drama of sports, there's going to be people watching, and lots of them.
I will give Brett Yormark credit because as the commissioner of the Big 12, them and the Pac-12 were kind of on the same, and he was aggressive in not just going for schools, but his way of thinking. People might be turned off to this idea, but his decisions have seemed to pay off for that conference.
Don't confuse the media being upset about something and fans being upset about something. I don't believe that a corporate equity or private equity firm or Buc-ee's or anybody else buying a 20% stake in a conference, I don't think that moves the needle with fans. It does with media. They talk about it. They assume the fans are into it, but I don't really think they are. I think fans care about whether or not their team wins. Period. End of story. Now, I do think that NIL's led to a lot of resentment, and I think that's one of the reasons that they've got to get away from that, and they are to a great degree with the revenue share.
Mm-hmm.
But people will always consume sports.
So the Big 12's doing this because they have a giant revenue gap compared to the Big 10 and the SEC. Does the SEC or the Big 10 even need to truly consider something of this nature? They,
maybe not today.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
it's
not today.
You have to at least put it on the table. I know that Greg Sankey and other commissioners will say they don't follow what other conferences do, and sometimes it's better to let a conference, like people forget,
Absolutely.
the Big Ten network was established before the SEC network,
Absolutely.
right? Mike Slive, the late Mike Slive, wanted to see how it was going to work before they went in. There's some kinks that you can work out. In this situation, because where the SEC is in its standing, it might be better to watch what works and what fails with the Big 12 if they go through with this. To be clear, this is not something that's set in stone, solidified, and gone through, but this might be a situation for Greg Sankey and his team to wait and see what happens, then make the adjustment.
Well, I also think, too, that if it happens or when it happens in the SEC and the Big Ten, it's probably going to be done in a more seemly manner. I don't think it's going to be out there that, hey, we're for sale. I think it's going to be done with different types of financial groups as opposed to, Buc-ee's or Allstate even, or State Farm or someone like that. I would be surprised if the time comes when the SEC and the Big Ten do this, that it would come, it would be such a blatant sellout. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. And if you sit back and you're prudent, like Mike Slive trained Greg Sankey to be, and Greg Sankey's a very smart, intelligent person, you let the other guys set the bar, because whatever the Big 12 gets or someone else gets, you're going to get more. You're not going to get less. So if the SEC ever went down that path, they would have at least a reasonably good idea of where to start with value. And that's one reason you don't always want to jump in first. Sometimes you leave money on the table when you do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So, guys, you know that yesterday, and by the way, we're live at Daylight Donuts and Harrison. Come by and say hello this morning. Yesterday was National Golf Cart Day. Y'all probably didn't know that. I didn't know that either till I saw that this morning. And EasyGo has discounts and rebates on several models and a special $500 discount through this weekend on EasyGo models. Now, go by and see my friends at Arkansas Golf and Power Sports. They can get you fixed up just like they did me with a customized EasyGo cart that can have custom wheels, custom paint, custom fabrications, lifts, speakers, electronics, lights. I mean, your imagination is the only limit. And right now, through tomorrow, you can get that special $500 discount that's only being offered because this week honored National Golf Cart Day. Arkansas Golf and Power Sports. They have a location in Fayetteville and North McConnell. That's just off the Garland exit. I mean, you can see it from the interchange there at Garland. They're also in Little Rock as well. They're online at arpowersports.com. I found them to be friendly. They went above and beyond to make it just the way I wanted it. We got some Razorbacks sewn in the headrest on the custom seats, and they got an 8-year warranty on those lithium batteries with EasyGo. It's Arkansas Golf and Power Sports, North McConnell in Fayetteville, and online at arpowersports.com.
So you're in Thunder Ridge last night watching Chris Stapleton. Was this the best sauna of the night? I know it might be cliche to say considering, it's called Arkansas, but was the best of the night?
No, I mean, maybe one of our favorites because we're sentimental, but probably not the best song of the concert, but it was right in the middle of his set last night. So he sang that kind of mid-concert last night.
I know Craig and Deere would probably say Tennessee Whiskey was the one. Was that the one that kind of brought the house down?
That was the end of the night, and I'll be honest with you. We saw the encore coming, and ingress and egress, parking's not the issue. Getting out of the parking is an issue. So we were headed towards the car when we heard that one being played. I hated to leave early, but I've heard tale of people being stuck in the parking lot 2 to 3 hours getting out of there.
Jeez.
And I
didn't want to
knowing where I needed to be here at Daylight Donuts at 5-something this morning, I didn't want to get stuck there. So.
Crack of dawn. Chuck, have you been out? I want to go to Thunder Ridge. Have you gotten a chance to go to that venue yet?
Well, now let me ask you this. Thunder Ridge is in Ridgedale. That's not the one that's in Lampe, right? The one that's in Lampe I went to years and years and years ago. I have not been to Thunder Ridge. I've been to Big Cedar a lot, but not to Thunder Ridge.
This is where Johnny Morse built this at. They had a shooting range, sport clay. You and I went up to a
that's
deal.
Where it is. That's where it is.
And where they did the trap shooting and all that stuff out there. They have reinvented that space to become their outdoor amphitheater.
With that big parking lot out there. That makes sense.
And they use that hillside, and it's got a great view of the lake, and they've revamped all that facility. It is really great, and but a lot of people can get in there at one time, and just because of Highway 86 and where it's at, and they have done a ton of improvement to widen and help traffic flow, but it's one road in, one road out, and that's one thing they're working to fix. They'd cut a new road in, and where we were parking last night, we got in and out, no hurry or no trouble at all.
I'm gonna go see the Stones when they're up there.
You'll love it. I mean, it's a great venue, and how old are the Stones? I was thinking about that when you said that. God, they got to be in their 80s.
He's 80.
81. So, wow.
Still getting it done. All these years later. Well, Gradway, glad you had fun last night.
Yeah, and it was Ty. Let me just say, for you and your stage of life and where you're at, you should have been there. It was what some would call a target-rich environment.
See,
for you.
Usually Branson, you don't exactly have the
well, this isn't
Branson.
There's a big difference between Big Cedar and Branson.
Okay. Because usually that clientele is
But I'm going to tell you,
it's pretty well healed at Big Cedar now.
Let me tell you something.
It's pretty well healed there now.
There was a big crowd, and there was a lot of them your age or younger. And it had been a target-rich environment for Ty Richardson last night. Because none of them watched the show. They all took selfies. Yeah, that's all they did. They didn't even. They were just there for the social media cred. You just watch them. It was great people watching last night.
I ripped one of my guy friends apart for doing that one time. It's like, listen, bro, we're here to have fun taking the concert. You need to put your phone down and stop being a DB. And he did not.
That's all them girls were doing. They were just there, and I think one of them changed clothes to have a second.
It's like
photo
it's like the Tiger Woods fan with his Michelob Ultra. Everyone else has got their phone out. He's just holding it, taking it. Take it in. Put your phone down.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
You're right, but your generation can't seem to do that.
Morons.
Yeah. Hey, we're at Daylight Donuts, Harrison, Arkansas. Come by and say hello here this morning. We're not far, just right down the road from Gaston's White River Resort. It's the place to get away. Maybe you go to the Stones concert like Chuck, and then you stay the weekend over at Gaston's. That'd make for a great weekend. Fishing's always great there year-round, but right now is a great time to take the kids or the grandkids, get one of their expert guides who handle everything. You say, I don't know how to bait a hook and do all that. They take care of everything. All you got to do is reel them in. I call it catching more than fishing, and that's what you'll do when you go with one of the experts at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
This June, celebrate Dad with a gift of adventure at Wheels RV. We're rolling out Father's Day specials all month long. Treat your family to a summer they'll never forget. Camping has always been a perfect way to disconnect from the world and tune into family and friends. We make it easy with exclusive discounts and bonus offers on our entire inventory, including Brinkley, Grand Design, and Forest River. Let's make this Father's Day one he'll never forget. Visit us at Wheels RV and start your journey to endless summer memories.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Phil Bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Phil are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Phil.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
All the road hogs have the hog calls and the tailgate ready to roll.
Locally owned Yeager's Ace Hardware is ready to make the summer and Father's Day even better. Now through June 17th, save up to $200 on Traeger Pro 34, Pro 575, and Ironwood XL wood pellet grills. For as little as $499, you can own the gold standard in outdoor grills. And Traeger pellets are $2 off per bag as well. Want a big green egg instead? Yeager's has those and all the accessories Dad will ever need. Your outdoor grill headquarters is Yeager's Ace Hardware, where we always offer real service with real savings.
For 33 years, Manfield's Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle needs. Get a great deal on a Superstar battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep on your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield is open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 8 to 1 on Saturdays.
Look out, River Valley, the goose is loose. Bentonville Brewing Company's Space Goose is a daring take on a New England-style IPA with haze for days. With notes of tropical citrus, guava, passion fruit, and pineapple, it's creamy, zingy, and zows the taste buds. Pleasantly tangy, lusciously cloudy, and thoroughly pleasing, it's not just your new summer beer. It's your new favorite beer. Ask for Bentonville Brewing Space Goose Hazy IPA.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with the best incentives in years. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service with Mercury, Malibu, Lowe, Camus, and Garmin will keep your boat in peak condition. Kofer's also has a fully stocked pro shop and updated RV and boat storage facilities. Find Kofer's online at Kofer's.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, your authorized Mercury dealer, helping their customers create a lifetime of memories for over 50 years.
Billy, can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Seriously, we are getting a lot of positive comments about you. What's your secret?
Oh, I just follow the 4 W's.
4 W's? Aren't there 5?
5?
Yeah. What, where, when, why, and who?
Wes, who starts with an H?
That's how.
I don't know how. It just does.
No, who starts with a W?
You sure?
Positive.
Anywho, my 4 W's are, what would Wes want? I picture every customer like there's you asking for something. What you want is what they want. What would Wes want? WWWW, 4 W's, makes 8 U's.
Huh?
Treat customers like you, and it doubles the people. Pretty simple the way I see it.
4 W's. What would Wes want? Billy, you're brilliant.
Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else. My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything, service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's. Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Arkansas got a commitment in the class of 2025. Cash Courtney, who was committed to Eric Mateos in Baylor in Waco, and now has committed to him here at Arkansas. As a 2025 offensive lineman, took an official visit, I think, at the end of May. Guys, another recruit that they've added to this class of 2025. Again, won't be able to play this upcoming season, not signed yet, but for this next year's class, they have added one more player.
Always recruiting. Always trying to get somebody. You're always looking for that missing piece, and maybe this guy will be that.
Always a working. I know people have been asking about baseball recruits. I saw that they had a kid in from TCU the past couple days. Colton, you had a good note. Arkansas is one of only 8 programs that haven't lost a player to the transfer portal. Now, you lose plenty of guys to the draft. You'll lose guys to eligibility being out. But, guys, kind of interesting that Arkansas hadn't had a player at least hit the portal yet from the baseball program.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I haven't really kept up with the portal in baseball a lot. They'll probably lose one or two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, generally, that's kind of the way it works. It's so early in the process right now that, it would seem like anyway, the ones who had made up their minds before the season ended at whatever school they were playing, they're the ones that are in the portal right now. I doubt very seriously at a school like Arkansas or any of these other schools that are in the College World Series right now as a player. I mean, that's where you want to stay, unless the coach says, hey, man, you're out of your league. But those teams right now, scholarships are so valuable, they don't have those guys.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to lose, 2 or 3 before it's over.
It also tells me the evaluation by this coaching staff is really good to even get on this roster at any point. All these guys have the ability to play here. They're not running anyone off because they don't think they can play. So that tells me their evaluation on the guys up front's been really good.
Well, it has been, but what I would say, and it's not just about Arkansas. I mean, have you been through that Hunt Center over there? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like if you
Why would you go anywhere else?
Some programs live in a 1,200 square foot house. SEC programs live in 20,000 square foot mansions, and everything in there's plush. And unless these guys make one heck of a living as adults, that may be the best building that they essentially reside in for a while. So they've got it really good, and most of them are smart enough to realize that. They fly on charter planes. So, I mean, most baseball programs don't live like that. These guys aren't looking to leave.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Chuck was talking about great buildings there, and every great building needs great exterior, great fence in a lot of cases, as we welcome in our friend Sean from the Fence Man this morning. Sean, what's the latest project you guys have been working on across Arkansas?
Right here in the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas, I've got a great crew. We've got a great name behind us. We've been very blessed. We're actually out at Mulberry School District We're getting to build them their brand new high school baseball field and softball field.
Nice.
So that's a pretty good sized project for us. We just finished up a Corps of Engineers job in Missouri. That was a nice challenge for us. We got that done. So that's a couple commercial works, and then a lot of really nice residentials. The good folks at I guess this is a prop for Justin Green Builders. We did a really, really nice for them out here in Providence. Turned out really nice. So, from big commercial to just a residential backyard, we got you covered. We're pretty blessed.
Here's the real question. What are you drinking out there to stay cool and hydrated right now? It's turned off hot.
Well, this time of year, so I buy about a pallet of water a week for my guys to carry on the trucks. And then I go get, I don't want to prop another company, but we try to buy some, hydrating liquids like Powerades or Gatorades. And I give each one of those, a case each truck, just kind of do that with, keep them hydrated.
What about at 5 o'clock?
I don't participate in the adult beverage at 5 o'clock. No,
you're the boss. You don't want to know what goes on, do you? Hey, fingers in my ears. La 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 la.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
But if someone wants to donate to my crew,
they're more than welcome.
More than welcome. Yes.
Well, let's donate some money this weekend to our our picks here on a Fence Man Friday.
Fenceman Friday Picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
All right, let's start with some prop bets. Daniel Gafford and the Dallas Mavericks taking on Boston for what could be the final game of the NBA Finals. Guys, Daniel has an over-under of 6.5 points tonight. He's been over that a good chunk of not just the playoffs, but finals as well. Guys, does he go over under 6.5? Tommy, I'll start with you. I think he exceeds that tonight.
He gets 12 points tonight. He blows it away.
Double digits.
12 points tonight.
That's
12 points, 9 rebounds.
It's minus 125. Chuck, what do you think about the El Dorado native? Does he get?
I think he's going to go over. Double-double tonight for Daniel.
Double-double.
10 and 10.
Hey,
How about that?
Listen,
10 and 10.
Chuck, I'm glad you brought up the double-double because if he gets a double-double, it's plus 1,600.
Oh, I'm
so,
all over that.
All over that,
Oh,
man.
man.
Daniel Gafford, double-double. Maybe bet some money on that.
Put your hundo on that.
Double-double? Do we put 100 on Daniel to have a double-double, Sean?
Low down.
What's the minimum you can put down?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got a $2 bet?
Yeah, you can do
10.
5 or 10.
10? I can 10. So
10 will get you 160.
160.
Plus 600. So I think that's.
Oh, no, it's 1,600. Yeah,
plus
get
1,600.
Yeah, for 10 bucks.
10 would get you 160.
Yeah,
Shoot.
I'd say that's a.
I got $10 to burn.
That's dinner.
Yeah.
That's dinner for you and your wife right there. I think.
If I take my wife
you're
to
right, it's
16,
more.
Yeah, that's the way Daniel's been playing.
if I win for $1,600, that's one heck of a dinner.
I think so. $10 investment to reap that. It sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, this is not on the Bet Saracen app, but this is a Ty Richardson special. Jordan Walsh plus 2,000 to play tonight. Jordan has not played in the NBA Finals just yet. The only way Jordan's probably going to play is if Boston just blows the doors off Dallas and American Airlines. Plus 2,000, Tommy.
I'm not touching that one.
Not touching that one, Chuck.
I'm not touching it.
He's going to celebrate with his team.
But he's
going to
get a ring.
He's going to get a
Yeah.
ring.
He's going to get a ring in his rookie year, and how many people get to say that?
Just a look. He seems to be a fan favorite. I hope he plays come. Does Jordan? Now that's a lot. Now plus 1,600. But
I think he's
$200
going
Sean?
to keep his best seat in the house.
He's just
going to sit right there and
on that
watch.
bench. I would love for Brad Stevens to come down from the stands and tell Joe Mazzulla, you got to play Jordan, but it's not going to happen. So I also think, like y'all, Jordan will get a ring, but not necessarily play tonight.
Hopefully we get another game out of this, but looking like it's
Start the bus.
inevitable. It's inevitable what the outcome of the series is going to be. Sean, thanks for coming in. 782-3936 is the number. Anyone needing a quality fence, you're the man to call.
Yeah, give us a call. Not only just quality fences, but we have an amazing gate access crew. They've been certified, and I've sent them to training. So they're up to date on the latest safety codes and whatever you need for your gate access and security controls. So give us a call, get a free quote. We'll get you on the list, get you installed.
All right, 782-3936, the fence man. He ain't afraid of no work.
John, appreciate it as always, man.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great weekend.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community. That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds. From small towns to big cities, business startups to large companies, young families to seniors. and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
This June, celebrate Dad with a gift of adventure at Wheels RV. We're rolling out Father's Day specials all month long. Treat your family to a summer they'll never forget. Camping has always been a perfect way to disconnect from the world and tune into family and friends. We make it easy with exclusive discounts and bonus offers on our entire inventory, including Brinkley, Grand Design, and Forest River. Let's make this Father's Day one he'll never forget. Visit us at Wheels RV and start your journey to endless summer memories.
Home is everything. It's your sanctuary, your command center, your music room, and your art studio. It's where you eat family dinners and make lasting memories. When you use a Weichert agent to help you find your home, we'll help you find the space to make it yours. When you begin your search, know that a Weichert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because at Weichert Realtors, we guide you home. To get started, call your local Weichert agent and look for our bright yellow signs all over town. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
This season, you pick the deals during New Holland's Ready to Roll sales event at WT Equipment. Get a new compact and save $2,300 cash back. Plus, choose 0 for 72 or add a free loader. You pick. Get 0% on select round balers and free net wrap. Or choose to pocket over $10,000 in cash back. NCBA member? Stack $2,500 off these already beefy offers. With work getting longer and budgets tighter, one choice is easy. Choose WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The only Razorback store that is owned and operated locally by a family of U of A alumni.
And the Stadium Shop on Razorback is the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
That's right. Hang on, what?
Yeah, I said it's the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
That's what I thought you said, Dad.
Matt, don't egg him on. He's the reigning champion of his own conference.
Cool. Do I get a plaque or a trophy?
Anyway, folks, we have the largest selection of all things Razorback.
We do have pretty much everything a Razorback fan could want, from bedroom, tailgating, living room, hats, you name it, we got it.
You can give us a call at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486. Or come by and see us at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum Walker Stadium. Hey, Matt, you want to tell them about the interweb, Instagram,
sure thing,
Facebook
Dad.
thing?
I think he means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. And it's Facebook, Instagram, and X.
What about Twitter?
You mean Twitter, not Tweeter.
And it's called X.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Yes, we know, dear.
Just remember, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, and we need your trade. This month, the trade-in acquisition event continues with up to 27% bonus cash on your trade on any one of our road-ready certified used cars with warranty. You can't buy a better used car, and you can't pick a better time than right now. Up to 27% bonus cash for your trade, another reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey and Hole Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, it's a nice and shower to start, then increasing sunshine, our high in the low to mid-90s. Slight chance of an evening shower with thunderstorm across the north. Overnight lows will drop down into the low 70s, and Saturday highs in the low to mid-90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty
KERX Paris
beers,
Fort
and
Smith.
liquor.
The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 76 days.
It's a 2-on-1. On the break, Isaiah Jones. Joe caught it, then fades away. Joe getting right back to Jay Will, sees himself open, and then just puts up the shot. So many weapons, and speaking of a weapon, there is Isaiah Joe. One-on-one with White, leaves it off, there is Joe, hangs in the air. Puts it home.
Hour number 3 here on the Morning Rush, and we've got a special treat for you. Isaiah Joe, former Northside Grizzly, former Arkansas Razorback, and I say former because you're really an Arkansas Razorback. You're really always a Northside Grizzly, and Oklahoma City Thunder guard in studio with us. We got plenty to talk about. It's Father's Day weekend. I know he has a special relationship with his dad, Derek, who kind of helped orchestrate this meeting. And Tommy, I'm excited for this next 20 minutes or so.
I'm watching here on the live stream, and I'm out of the studio today, Isaiah. It's good to see an athlete, sitting in my chair there today. So the chair feels normal, to have an athlete.
Normal, so
yeah, an athlete like like we are.
A little bit more relaxed.
Hey, real quick, I want to tell you about our friends at MD Hair Labs, guys. Have you been feeling a little more tired than usual? You've gained some weight. Maybe you just don't feel like yourself. If you're over 30. Might be due to low testosterone. If you've heard people talk about they get the pellets put in, this is what MD Hair Labs and Vitality Center can do for you. They've got you covered with, it's called TRT. It's testosterone replacement therapy. And they offer flexible options with weekly in-clinic injections, convenient at-home prescriptions, or their super easy TRT pellet program. That means you only have to visit MD Hair Labs and Vitality Center every 4 to 6 months. And the best part, MD Hair Labs and Vitality is conveniently located in Rogers, right here in Northwest Arkansas, right near Top Golf. They make it easy for you to drive to and fit into your schedule. Right now, they're offering free consultations for on-site test for just $49. It's a perfect time to check your levels and to see if TRT is right for you. Go to mdhairlabs.com to schedule your free consult. That's mdhairlabs.com and get back to feeling your best with MD Hair and Vitality.
This hour of Chuck Barrett on the Morning Rush is presented by McClarty Daniel. McClarty Daniel has a vehicle to fit both your style and budget. With 6 locations in Springdale and Bentonville, you're never too far from a good deal. Visit McClartyDaniel.com to find your next ride.
All right, maybe the most important question. Have you gotten your dad a Father's Day gift present yet for Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
But keep that quiet.
We're going to keep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll go on for that. Well, you have it's funny. The first time I think that I saw you here was actually at a Boys and Girls Club. You, two brothers, and Derek and your mom were just doing through some shooting drills. And I was just reading up a little bit, just some background knowledge. You've talked about your dad crediting him a big portion of your shot. You even said in an interview, like, he knows your shot more than you. Just talk about growing up, your dad pushing you and training you to a certain extent. And it's Father's Day weekend, so we can give him a little credit here this morning.
Yeah, man, for sure. He's groomed my shot since day one. Built it from the ground up. It's kind of funny because he can't shoot at all, so I don't know how it's possible. But he's a student of the game, and he's done a great job with me and my brother Jacob. Training our shot, getting it right, understanding all the mechanics that go into it. Even watching games, he's giving us feedback even at halftime. So it's like he's a guy that I can always look to whenever I'm going through maybe a shooting slump or just don't know what's up, because he always has the answer, and he always gives me good information when it comes to that. So just to have somebody in my corner, man, that like you said, I've already said it, he knows my shot better than I do. I think it just kind of gives me the upper hand, and I just commend him, and I can just give him all the glory whenever it comes to me shooting. Yeah.
How hard was he on you, Isaiah? I mean, you hear different approaches to guys that go on to do great things like you've done, and Tiger Woods' dad was hard on him and putting him through all the drills. What kind of father and coach was he to you as far as handing out the discipline and making sure you got all the chores done when it came to basketball?
Yeah, man. But first, I want to say he's a great father. I couldn't ask for anybody better. But when it came time to step on the floor, it was like no longer father-son relationship. It was coach and player relationship. So I didn't have it easy. He didn't give me any handouts. I know when I first started playing for him on my AAU team, he sat me at the end of the bench. I wasn't even playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So everything was earned, and he pushed me every single day in practice. I was born around the sport, so falling in love with it was like second nature to me. But as far as like the workouts went, he pushed me day in and day out. Yeah, it was a grind for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely had to earn my way.
So looking back on that now, how big a part was that in the benefits and pushing you to the level you've achieved and getting the NBA? How big a part of the recipe for your success was all of that you went through?
I feel like whenever you're pushed for so long and so hard throughout your life, nothing happens as a surprise anymore. No matter what you see, you've been through it all, and I think that just kind of helps with not being shocked with whether no matter the situation that you're in. Just being battle tested. I think that's what it was. I was battle tested at a young age, and so making it to each and every step of the way, nothing surprised me. I was ready for it all, and I was ready to take it down.
You mentioned being pushed, and by the way, Isaiah Joe is our guest, Northside Grizzly, Arkansas Razorback, and Oklahoma City Thunder shooting guard. You were pushed not just in AAU early days and junior high, but also in high school. I mean, you played with guys like Tevin Brewer, Jalen Williams, Trey Norwood. I mean, these are D1 and professional guys in some cases. How much did it help that your competition in high school maybe got you to college and then helped out just playing those guys week in, week out?
Yeah, man, it always helps just to have like-minded guys around you. People who are chasing the same dreams and have the same aspirations. They're putting the same amount of work in, you know what I mean? So just guys that you can, look to your left and your right and know that they have your back and you have theirs, and that they're willing to work, just as hard to achieve the goals that they want to achieve. It's kind of like piggybacking off of each other, being able to feed off energies and just kind of help push each other along the way.
So I mentioned some guys there, Jalen and Arkansas Razorback and Tevin and Trey that have also played college and stuff. You look at the NBA today, obviously you and Jalen being on the same team, Moses at Golden State, even guys that are Arkansas kids like Austin Reeves and Malik Monk. Just what has it been like for you not only to compete against former Razorbacks in the NBA on a nightly basis, but also just to play some Arkansans too every once in a while?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the world that we have them. Arkansas isn't like a state that people look to and just think, oh, basketball. So just for us to be able to put out professionals in any aspect, I think that just shows the competitive nature that we have here, and that we actually have the athletes and can produce them. And just being out there playing against all these Arkansas guys, it's pretty cool to see. Just to see that we're putting them out each and every year now. And I think it's just only going to go up from here.
Isaiah, you were drafted by the Sixers, then you end up in Oklahoma City. when they traded for you, what seems like they're on a youth movement. They got a long-term plan. They got you and some young guys that they're trying to build around. What was those conversations like early on, and kind of give us an idea of the vision of what's ahead with the Thunder and the direction they want to go with their roster?
Yeah, man. First, I want to say that Oklahoma City has a really great organization. Sam Presti has done a really good job of, picking guys for the team that fit, our game scheme. And I think in having a young team, everybody still showed an extreme amount of professionalism. And so that's something that I commend the guys for. Everybody carried themselves the right way. But those talks really were just like we have a meeting at the beginning of every year, and we set our goals. And it's like, we're going to come into this year with this mindset. And it's not them telling us. They're asking the players, like, what do y'all want to achieve this year? And we tell them, like, oh, we want it all.
Want a ring.
Like, yeah, we want a ring no matter the circumstances, young or old. We're going to beat the odds. And so that's the mindset that everybody had going into the season, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
And you'll end up with the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. What kind of confidence does that give you and the rest of your teammates and that organization moving forward as to what you can grow into?
A lot of confidence. Just going into the season, everybody already counted us out, being a young team. And just to show that we can achieve greatness no matter what the odds are, no matter what everybody else says. It just shows the resilience and the determination that we have. And I think in doing so, getting that 1 seed just gave us a big confidence boost and definitely will lead into the next season.
Now we're talking with Isaiah Joe again live in studio this morning. Really appreciate him joining us this Father's Day weekend. Isaiah, I think I could talk to Coach Burnett. I could talk to Eric Musselman. I could talk to your current coach now, team guy. But it was cool for me, obviously, as a guy that's grown up watching you, to see you get that first playoff start. I mean, it's one thing to play, but when you're in the playoffs and you're not a rookie, but you're still an underclassman sorts, what kind of emotions were you having before that initial first playoff start in the Western Conference semifinals?
Yeah, it was a change, but a change that I felt that I was ready for. Throughout the season, if you've ever watched us play, we dib and dabble with all types of lineups and all types of rotations. So having change like that is no longer a surprise to the team or to me. So going into that situation, I was attacking it the same way that I would any other game, whether I'm coming off the bench, first man up or whatever. So I was ready to tackle that. The team was ready to tackle that. Unfortunately, the games didn't go like we wanted to, but moving in the future, I'm pretty sure it's still going to be like the same recipe.
Yeah, I like that you did an interview about a week or so ago. You were talking with Shams and Michelle Beadle, and one of the things you mentioned is like that championship like taste and like what you guys were close this year. Tommy mentioned you being the number 1 seed, and it honestly, if you go back to when Kevin and Russ and James and those guys were playing for those initial, people forget that they lost to Dallas. They didn't just immediately get to the finals. Very similar. When you look at your team now, do you see any similarities for maybe that OKC team 15 years ago? Have you thought about that at all?
Not per se. I haven't thought about that per se, but I have thought about just the aspect of being battle tested. Sometimes you just can't beat experience. It's extremely hard to win in the playoffs alone. It's even harder to make it to the finals and win the finals. So just for us to be able to first make it to the playoffs, being the 1 seed, make it to the second round, being the team, having the team, the unexperienced team that we have that everybody, is preying down upon. I think that just shows what we were capable of and what we can grow to. Because now that we have experience under our belt, everybody knows what it feels like. Everybody has a chip on their shoulder, and everybody, is going to play with that extra edge.
Got to ask you about Arkansas right now and John Calipari becoming the coach. We saw him at NBA playoff games and sitting there, on the front row. Have you had a chance to talk to Coach Cal and kind of what's your excitement level for where we're headed with Arkansas basketball in this transition?
Yeah, man, I actually ran into him last Friday. I was up on campus. Yeah, I was up on campus, and I bumped into him, said a few words to him. But I think it's actually kind of weird having somebody on your team that you've always wanted to beat. He's one of the best out there, and so the fact that he's always been the enemy, I think that kind of shows how great of a coach he is and how good it is to have him on our side now, because like now we have the target now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody wants to beat Kentucky. Everybody wants to beat Coach Cal. And so now that we have him on our side, I think he's going to help our organization in a positive light.
Little different watching him get ejected when you're in Bud Walton versus
yeah.
actually cheering for him now. And you also, Tommy brings up perspective. Obviously, you just got to see him. Cason Wallace, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, two guys that played for him. So you and Jalen can ask those guys on a daily basis and other friends in the NBA. It's like, hey, what's this background like? Which I think also kind of lends experience for you as well.
For sure.
Which is cool. Isaiah Joe again is our guest this morning. Have you apologized to Jeff Green yet for ending his career? For those who don't know, Isaiah had one of the dunks of the year, not just for Oklahoma City, but the NBA. I wish I had. I should have clipped it this morning. That's my bad. Left-handed, cock back, dunked on his face. All his teammates are going nuts. Have you apologized to him personally yet? I mean, is he out of the league? Do you know?
I don't have his contact information, so if I did, I may reach out, just to check in. But at the end of the day, it's basketball. Things happen. I honestly didn't even expect myself to go up there.
I don't think your teammates knew you had.
Yeah. It was kind of like fast break. I don't know if you watched it, but I'm like looking at Lou Dort because he's running down the court with me. I'm like, I'm about to make this pass, and then that kind of went out the window. I don't know what happened, honestly, but a lot of people seen it already. It's just part of the game, man. Jeff Green, love the guy, man. I looked up to players like him growing up, so honestly, just to be in that moment and being able to have that, under my belt, just kind of surprised me in itself.
Yeah.
Isaiah Joe with us here on the Morning Rush. Isaiah, when you get away from basketball and you put that down and you don't have the laces, the sneakers laced up, what do you like to do? I mean, everybody's got to have something they do when they get away from work. Basketball's your passion, but it's also work. What are some of your other interests?
And I golf. Something I picked up.
You any good?
I'm pretty decent. I used to play competitively growing up in like the little junior PGA here in Arkansas. So I was really good back then. I'm kind of trying to get back to there. Probably handicap is around an 8. So
that's pretty good, Tommy.
We're trying, man. We're trying. I got I got a green put into my backyard because short game has been like killing me last few summers. So I'm like, we're about to master this short game. So
we'll get you out there with Ty over at Hartscrab, and you'll feel a lot better about yourself. You won't even take the full 18, and you'll feel a lot better about your own game.
You'll have way more fun playing with Chuck.
I got faith in Ty, man.
Can I interject one thing?
Absolutely, you
Chuck.
can.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
I remember when Isaiah was a freshman, and he came to Sassy's for Coach Muss's radio show, and we talked about golf, and I asked him basically, what you guys just said. Are you any good? He said, yeah, I'm good. And I asked you, Isaiah, what's your handicap? And you said, I'm scratch. I mean, you said it with a straight face. And I was kind of taken aback. And I'm thinking, he ain't scratch. But I did find out later that you might not have been exactly scratch, but you were pretty close.
Yeah, man, I was definitely just, tooting my own horn right there. I was just trying to, whoever believed me in the moment, I was just gonna let it happen. But no, yeah. I used to be scratched growing up, but I'm not
about your handicap.
You know what I mean?
Get the bets
right. You gotta keep people guessing.
Yeah, keep them guessing on that. Well, Isaiah, I know that I know we're kind of running up against it. I could tell just the sense of pride you have still being an Arkansas guy and a Fort Smith guy, which is awesome. What is this? Maybe what does being here specifically from this state mean to you as we let you go?
Oh man, just being born and raised here by my amazing parents has been an amazing journey. It's been a cool journey. They I don't know if y'all know, but they both went to Arkansas, and that's where they met. And so just kind of being groomed to love Arkansas more and more over the years. I have a deep love for this state and even my city. So it's not a place that visitors will probably come to, but for me it's home, and it's always going to be home. I'm gonna be here every summer. I got my foundation here. Everybody that I work out with, my trainers are here. Everything that I need is out. Oh yeah, Yusuf, man. That's my guy, and y'all don't know, but I got my on-court trainer here with me too. His name is Don. He's he's the guy that I got to give a lot of credit to because he's been with me since high school, just as Yusuf has. Great guys, and they're really professional. They know exactly what they're doing, and without them, I wouldn't even be here, man. So, I commend them, but just the city and the state as well. The support that I've had through this whole journey has been, the best.
Well, Isaiah, I mean, if you want golf, my man Cole over at Hardscrabble, which you know well from your hometown, has sent me a text and said you're welcome anytime at Hardscrabble. So if you want to hone in on that short game, you got a spot over there, buddy.
Oh, let's make it happen,
I got
man.
a tee time at 3:50 if you want to go play.
Yeah, tee time today.
You don't hate.
You want to play?
Isaiah, you don't want to do that.
Unfortunately, today I got to shoot to Fayetteville.
Okay.
But any other day, I got
Are you going up to the practice
All right,
facility?
Yeah, I'll be up there again today, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Let's hook it up. We'll get Chuck in here, and we got to force him right here. Me and Chuck will take on you.
Three
and Ty.
really good
Let's
golfers.
go, Ty. Hey, Ty.
We
Let's
got
do
it.
this.
All right.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's go. All right.
Let's do it.
Congratulations, Isaiah. We are all very happy for you.
I appreciate
Proud
that.
of you, too.
Yeah,
So,
I appreciate that.
I just love being a Fort Smith guy. Do well, man. I love it.
Appreciate that.
Well, again, that's Isaiah Joe, kind enough to join us in studio this morning. Really appreciate his dad, Derek, kind of orchestrating it and setting this up. Guys, that was great. Got plenty to react to that coming up in just a bit. We still got some stuff to close out the show with as well. You've got some reaction on Isaiah. Chuck, they can call or text us here on the McClarty Daniel hotline this morning.
I know they're proud of him at the Fort Smith Boys and Girls Club, too.
Boy, they are.
Isaiah and Jalen, and they should be. And I'm partial to the Boys and Girls Clubs, and so I know they're proud of him.
Yeah, and I'm sure Beth may be listening this morning. Beth Presley's their director, and they're absolutely proud of him. But Chuck McClarty Daniel, it's the place. They go above and beyond with customer service.
Well, and you know that, you notice that the minute you walk in the door, and that's the thing that really separates McClarty Daniel from the others. You're going to get a great deal. There are lots of dealerships out there, and every one of them, I mean, they can give you a good deal. But the experience and what happens after the sale is really what separates the dealerships one from the other. And you'll notice that with McClarty Daniel. After the sale, there's going to be things like Saturday service. That's a big deal because you work during the week. Saturday service is a big deal. Complimentary rentals when you're having your automobile service, those are available too. So they got a lot of things going there that just make you feel like you matter, make you feel like your business is appreciated. And that's why they've been doing this for as long as they have. They've been in this business since the 80s, and they understand that experience is what's allowed them to continue to grow. And that really is the McClarty Daniel difference. They've got 6 dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, Springdale and Bentonville, and you can always check out their selection at McClartyDaniel.com.
Hey, one thing we forgot to mention with Isaiah is his camp coming up. We're going to give you some information on his camp
and he's still here. Isaiah, you got
He's still
about
here?
10 seconds.
I'm still here.
Yeah,
10 seconds all I got?
And we can pull you in for another segment if you want to.
We can do it on the other side.
Yeah, you want
Yeah,
you
we'll
want
do it on
to
the other side.
another segment? Yeah. You got time? Or we can talk about it either way. Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll tell you about it when we return.
Shot clock's running out, man.
Yeah. It's expired.
This June, celebrate Dad with a gift of adventure at Wheels RV. We're rolling out Father's Day specials all month long. Treat your family to a summer they'll never forget. Camping has always been a perfect way to disconnect from the world and tune into family and friends. We make it easy with exclusive discounts and bonus offers on our entire inventory, including Brinkley, Grand Design, and Forest River. Let's make this Father's Day one he'll never forget. Visit us at Wheels RV and start your journey to endless summer memories.
Home is everything. It's your sanctuary, your command center, your music room, and your art studio. It's where you eat family dinners and make lasting memories. When you use a Weichert agent to help you find your home, we'll help you find the space to make it yours. When you begin your search, know that a Weichert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because at Weichert Realtors, we guide you home. To get started, call your local Weichert agent and look for our bright yellow signs all over town. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and control access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
And he's in. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Hey, Wes. Billy, hay is for horses. Are my ears that long?
Oh, you got me again. I'm going to order a large Boss Hog pizza for fishing tomorrow.
That's a lot of food. You taking a friend?
No, sir. I'm going to use it as bait.
Pizza as bait for fishing?
Yes'm. The catfish love 'em. Some Jim's Razorback pizza.
They do?
Yes'm. They chase the bacon faster than green grass through a goose.
Bacon? Never would have thunk it.
Yup. And they come right to the river's edge when I call them too. Woo! Fish suey!
Oh, blessed Billy. All right, son. Have fun fishing.
Jim's Razorback Pizza. Blessed to serve you. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
A bottle of English leather or British sterling.
Yeah.
You know, I can remember giving my dad like a bottle of British sterling or English leather. You know, I'd go to his place as a kid. I'd open the bathroom cabinet. There were all those full bottles of cologne. And I always wondered why I never used them. And I'd ask him, hey, how come you're not putting on that British sterling I got you? You know, I was a kid. I didn't know any better.
That's such a great line from yesterday. And funny enough, we had a texter or two that also experienced that same thing, Chuck, which I thought was even even more.
Brute
entertaining.
33. I was thinking about that too. You guys ever put on a little splash of Brute? You guys old enough to put on Brute?
I can't say that I am a Ralph Lauren man myself.
Joe Namath was their spokesman.
Okay.
It was big time.
Big
You were
time
the
back in
man
the day.
if you had some Brute 33 on.
Okay. Well, speaking of big time, how about Isaiah Joe? Guys, and gals, there is not a better representative for this state, Fort Smith, and really Oklahoma City than Isaiah. I am going to be irate if Sam Presti does not pick up his team option, which he's in the middle of right now. And he's, again, very complimentary of his dad, Derek. I thought it was awesome to kind of give that backstory. And Derek sounded a little tough from time to time, so, the coaching, which I thought was pretty funny.
Well, all great players have been coached hard.
Yeah.
Either by their dad or by their coach or by somebody. And that's what good players want. That's what the good ones want.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. Hey, do want to mention, we didn't get this. We ran out of time. The shot clock expired, unfortunately, on us. Isaiah has 2 charity camps coming up. These are, again, all the money, all the proceeds are going to charity. In Little Rock coming up on August the 10th and August the 11th. This is year 2 of the camp. You've got grades 5th through 8th and 9th through 12th. You can check out these camps. It's, again, the Little Rock Shooters Shoot Elite Camp, August 10th and 11th. Location to be determined in Little Rock, the 10th and 11th, IsaiahJoe.com. And then the Fort Kids Shooters Shoot Camp, which is August the 17th at Northside High School. Again, just like the Little Rock Camp, all charities, all proceeds go to charity. Ages 6 to 9 is $50, and ages 10 to 14 is $75. Guys, Isaiah does not have to do that. He's choosing to take time out of his day to impact the community in a positive way. We really appreciate him coming in, and we also appreciate him doing that. For information, go to IsaiahJoe.com or FortKidsMuseum.com. It's kind of down by the riverfront, so we really appreciate him joining us this morning. We'll make sure to put that in our Bud Light Morning Rush podcast and also out for you to listen to on hitthatline.com. We also appreciate getting a chance to talk to not Larry Rath this morning, but David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi, who now joins us. David, you guys have a huge trade-in event going on right now. You're taking 27% more for people's trades this month. Has anyone traded in a DeLorean yet? Or are you still searching for it?
Dude, if they did, you would never know about it.
You'd keep it, wouldn't you? You hide it from your dad. It'd be off the books, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we've gotten some really cool stuff in so far this month, man. Both trade-ins and just, I buy a lot of cars off individuals too. So, really been trying to beef up that pre-owned side, our road-ready certified side of the lot. A lot of really nice stuff coming through right now. Good variety, some really nice four-wheel drive trucks, kind of sportier stuff, some luxury stuff. Got a couple of BMWs out there. And all that stuff qualifies for that extra for trade-ins. We've been having a good turnout on that part.
And when people talk about road ready certified, I know some people always kind of question, pre-owned vehicle, whatever. You guys go above and beyond in this with warranties. Like that's not typical. It's not par for the course with pre-owns, but you guys do it at both Rath Mitsubishi and Springdale and Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, David.
Yeah, so the Mitsubishi side of what we do is relatively new. We built our house the same way Fort Smith did, off of premium pre-owned, and we haven't changed our stripes on that. So we're pretty picky about what we buy in the first place, and then we do a full inspection, reconditioning, all that good stuff, just like we ever did. And then we've started backing that with we call it road ready certified, but that's just backed with some extra peace of mind with a complimentary warranty. We don't charge any extra for that. Covers you for the first little bit of your ownership, and you've got an option for an upgrade on that too. A lot of people look at extended warranties on pre-owned cars. Because we have those cars reconditioned to that level and they're backed up like they are, we get that upgrade at a discount. So a lot of our customers end up getting that upgraded warranty coverage that they can last them for the amount of time that they're going to drive that vehicle, where they don't really have to worry about any of it.
Well, that's Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, and we're talking with David again at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Make sure when you stop by, not only do you ask David about the selection he has currently on the lot, but his favorite Back to the Future movie. David, we appreciate it, man. I know a lot of people are going to be staring at that almanac, that hoverboard, and the other Back to the Future
the
memorabilia.
Conversation starters, dude. Yeah, they're great in the Zoom meetings I have to go through.
All right, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, that is again our friend David Rath with Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Chuck, circling back to Isaiah, I think it's really cool how he mentioned like the number. I mentioned him the number of Arkansas kids, and they're still kind of. I could tell by the way there's still kind of a chip on guys' shoulders being from Arkansas, and it shouldn't be the case. There's like double-digit guys in the NBA from the state, but you kind of still have that mentality to this day.
Oh, I think that everybody out there, kind of envisions themselves as an underdog sometimes, and maybe we've got some of that built in here. I don't know. I've never got the sense with Isaiah that he belongs, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think that he's proven himself. He's an NBA player now.
Over and over. And he, again, Philadelphia 76ers, G League. Guy shot 42% from three this year, 87% from the free throw line. Cannot wait to see what his future holds for a guy that won at the high school level, went to a state championship, went to another state championship, and then has had success since then for Oklahoma City. I'm excited as a Thunder fan, and I can't wait to see what Isaiah blossoms into, hopefully, in Oklahoma City. If he goes somewhere else, I'm still going to cheer for him, still going to love him, because he's just a great dude. All right, we're going to come back with your SEC update when we return, look at some of the College World Series matchups this weekend, and maybe the impact of SEC football moving forward.
This is Football Friday on the Morning Rush.
This June, celebrate Dad with a gift of adventure at Wheels RV. We're rolling out Father's Day specials all month long. Treat your family to a summer they'll never forget. Camping has always been a perfect way to disconnect from the world and tune into family and friends. We make it easy with exclusive discounts and bonus offers on our entire inventory, including Brinkley, Grand Design, and Forest River. Let's make this Father's Day one he'll never forget. Visit us at Wheels RV and start your journey to endless summer memories.
This is the Morning Rush.
Razorback!
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else. My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's. Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Sunday, June 16th is Father's Day, so honor your special dad with a gift from Jelco Outdoors. Gifts for the working dad, fishing dad, hunting dad, hiking dad, gifts for any dad, Ariat and Wrangler shirts, 25% off for the casual and western dad. Savage Axis 2 rifles as low as $399.99 with $75 mail-in rebate. Andro AR-15 5.56 rifles, only $499.99. And Jelco gift cards are always a perfect fit. Shop Jelco Outdoors for dad this Father's Day.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so,
so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, and we need your trade. This month, the trade-in acquisition event continues with up to 27% bonus cash on your trade on any one of our road-ready certified used cars with warranty. You can't buy a better used car, and you can't pick a better time than right now. Up to 27% bonus cash for your trade. Another reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC finals. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Fort Smith, Springdale, and always online at burtonpools.com.
All right, let's talk some SEC. 4 teams remain in the College World Series. Tennessee Volunteers only one on kind of the top side of the bracket, along with North Carolina, Virginia, and Florida State. They're playing the Seminoles later on tonight. I think that game's at 6. And then you've got Kentucky against NC State and A&M in Florida tomorrow, Tommy. Now, I said this earlier. I'll say it again. I like the Florida Gators to come out of the bottom half of the bracket. The Vols to come out of the top. I got the Gators winning the whole thing, man. Jack Caglione. It's never the best team, it feels like. And I know that maybe Tennessee does do it and wins for the first time since 1999, the number 1 seed. Florida's just, O'Sullivan's done it before, playing some good baseball right now.
Yeah. On paper, Florida should be maybe 8 out of 8. But I agree with your line of thinking, and all you got to do is look at recent results, and you see plenty of teams that came in a similar state in their season and got hot at the right time, and that's what baseball's all about, and particularly college baseball. And yeah, I mean, I can't scoff at what you're saying because I think you may end up being correct.
Charlie Condon, Tommy, wins the Dick Hauser trophy for the best player in college baseball. Now, the Golden Spikes is kind of the premier one. I would equate the Dick Hauser, not that it's like down, but it's like the Maxwell or Davey O'Brien. It's still a big-time trophy, but it's not the Heisman, right? Is that a fair comparison for baseball to football?
Golden Spikes is more the Heisman, and this is probably more the Outland Trophy or something like that, Davey O'Brien Award, something like that. One of the big other awards.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking on that. But Condon wins it. Dude hit 37 home runs in college baseball this season. It's unbelievable. And you had like Condon, Caglione, and Hagen-Smith were the typical 3 SEC guys that you saw for award after award. Hagen's probably going to take home some more pictures of the award. If I had to guess, he took one home this week. Hopefully continue to see his name. And Gabe Gackle in terms of freshman. I mean, this guy's picking up awards. We had Gabe on yesterday. He was great. Gave some kind of insight with this Team USA journey that he's embarking on this summer, what it could look for like him next year. So if you missed that conversation, it is in also our Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. All right, that is your SEC update this morning, brought to you by our friends at Burton Pools and Spas.
Ooh, it's already getting warm today, and swimming in your own backyard might be one great way to get some relief. And Burton Pools and Spas, they can build the backyard of your dreams with an above-ground pool by Doughboy. We're talking 18-foot steel wall construction, high-end, top quality, $75 a month with Burton Pools and Spas, and they can have you swimming in a few weeks that way. So if you want the backyard of your dreams this summer, they can make that happen. They got semi-in-ground pools with discounts up to $1,500, and you even get a free robotic cleaner right now. Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. They have a third showroom. They just opened. Grand opening going on right now. Greenland, Arkansas. You can see them there as well. That's Burton Pools and Spas. They do more than build pools. They build long-term relationships. Find them online at burtonpools.com.
So as we close out the show this morning, we'll come back to, we were talking a little golf with Isaiah earlier, which Tommy, he might play with us once and then watch me play golf and say, I don't know if I'm going to do that. So maybe I just
the turn.
Maybe I just let you, Chuck, and Derek and him play, and I'll sit this one out.
That sounds like a great plan. That's probably more likely to get them to actually
come.
Accept the invite.
So,
maybe you could schlep the beers around for us, keep them on ice.
I will say, you know what, I'll be a caddy if I need to in that situation.
All right.
I will say that I've heard from a few other friends of the basketball program that he is a good golfer. So I think, like you said, he just built a green in his backyard, which I think is cool. So he's trying to work on the short game. I got all elements of the game I need to work on, but it would be quite difficult. Not that you and I wouldn't try and enjoy playing at Pinehurst number 2 right now, but Rory McIlroy, Patrick Cantlay in the lead or tied for the lead with a record score, I guess, for Pinehurst for a round at -5.
Yeah, well, and Pinehurst isn't going to be an easy track. Those greens are Bermuda, and you think, Bermuda greens. And they're not like the Bermuda greens you played back at home on that 9-hole course. No, sir. These are shaved down. They are slick. If you get on the top side of a hole and you have to putt downhill, good luck. And that's going to be the difference in who probably comes away with the trophy and the championship this weekend. Patrick Cantlay, as you said, 5 under par in the lead. I'll be interested to see if Scheffler can make a move. 2 over par and in 44th position. I don't like Scheffler for this week. I told you that a couple days ago. He's just not an ace putter. And I think whoever is there's good ball strikers that have better putting. He's been the best ball striker. But I think in this situation, Scheffler's going to struggle, and we're already seeing that after one round at 2 over par.
Yeah, Tiger Woods at +4. I think he's tied for 86th right now. Doesn't look like he's going to make the cut. But
Rory's a surprise, maybe. 3 under par, 2 off the lead, back with his wife. I guess that old gal from CBS is out, and the wife's back.
Hey, that's reported.
That was a secret.
That's reported. That's not necessarily true.
Is that not true?
I don't know what is or not. You see these, and it would be so difficult. Let me tell you this. I'm glad I'm average looking and I don't make a lot of money, because if I was married and I was good looking and I made millions of dollars, let me just tell you, it would be hard. And I commend the men that stay with their significant, and women for that matter, that stay with their significant other with the wealth and with the popularity. Because when you have hot women throwing themselves at you all the time or trying to, that is not exactly the easiest thing to counter and push away. So
Tell me about it.
How did I know that was going to come up? I hope Laura's listening right now. She would just be laughing her you-know-what off.
Tell me about it.
Oh, man. All right,
you're right. Takes a lot of discipline, Ty.
I bet. Let's kind of come back to what we were talking about earlier, Tommy. The Big 12 possibly becoming the big All-State Conference or the All-State 12. Sounds like they're
the Morning Rush 12. You think we could afford that? Is that in the budget?
Morning Rush 12. Well, you mentioned earlier, Chuck had the right idea. I was thinking too small. I just wanted like a golf brand to sponsor me or the show.
No.
But an airline or a private jet is much better. And I guess Jackson Dart.
Tommy Crap, brought to you by Boeing Air. Yeah.
Tommy, I should have, because I remember us talking about this. Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart has his own private airline that he's sponsored by. So it's happening.
Wasn't it the NetJets or one of them?
I think so.
Deals?
Yeah. So
they probably gave him a card for that. So many hours or whatever.
Dude, that's awesome.
Those things aren't. I've seen the social media posts. Those things aren't cheap. Like 10 hours get you like, or $25,000 get you like 10 hours or something. I mean, you think I'll just get a NetJets? Well, yeah.
I like the idea.
Check that out.
The Buc-ee's 12 or the Water Conference. I think those are both kind of fits the mold for Big 12 country.
Who's going to have the money? I'll be interested to see if they actually get a dollar figure on it, what that really looks like.
30 to 50 million is what it's probably going to cost to sponsor.
So what would the SEC go? If the Big 12 would go for 30 to 50, the SEC would have to go to what, 75 or 100,
Yeah.
60 to 80? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing.
You always,
it'd be more. I just know it'd be more than the Big 12.
What do you always remind me? It's what east of the Mississippi River is how much percent of the population?
Roughly 2/3 of the American population lives east of the Mississippi.
Which you have Big Ten country up there. So as much
That's why they get a lot of money too.
Yeah, and they have bigger viewership. Like as awesome and as heightened as the Auburn Alabama game is each and every year, Ohio State and Michigan beats it every year.
Just denser population.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is something that I think the Big Ten would probably recoup more money for sponsorship.
It's all that inbreeding up there. So.
All righty then. I'm trying to think of where I want to go from there after you brought that out of the woodwork. Last playoff game tonight. Think it's gonna be, or is the Mavericks
gentlemen's sweep? 5 games.
Okay, 5 games. They at least win one more. I hope.
It would be game. I always whether it's a 2.
It's 2-2-1. I think it's 2-2-1-1-1 for all playoffs now.
All right. So 2-2-1. So yeah, if they go gentlemen's sweep, they can win it on their home floor, right?
Yeah, back in.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
I think I'm going to be
Game
honest.
5.
I would rather do it if I was a Boston player like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Those guys, they're not going to lose. They're not going to be the first ever team that gets down or up 3-0 and lose this. So if they don't give their all tonight, I don't blame them. I'd rather win it at home.
Yeah, I mean, win it at home, celebrate with your family. I mean, so yeah, I don't know. I always think the fix is in, but I think the results this year have shown you the fix is never in.
They're going to be 80-20, Tommy, if they win tonight. 80-20. I mean, this has been the best NBA team all season. Boston has a young core. We were talking with Isaiah about the young core of Oklahoma City, which I'm really excited about. I mean, Jaylen Brown is 27, Jason Tatum's 26. That is you got a chance, which cool for you. You probably reffed Isaiah, and you got a chance to ref Jason Tatum back in the day. So
I did.
You've kind of seen the development of both those guys.
Yeah, I mean, their careers went a little further than mine, but I mean, that kind of talent's easy. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out, hey, that guy's really good, and he's got a chance to go all the way. And doesn't take a genius to figure those things out when you watch him even at a young age. And that's how you know the difference in great and then elite.
Yeah. I got a kick of when you go this morning when Isaiah sat down in your chair. It's like, just a couple athletes that sit in this chair.
Yeah, I mean, that chair only prime athletes like me and Isaiah sitting there. Matt Jones really should slide over to my chair to kind of keep it up instead of sitting in the same chair you are in.
He got a chuckle out of that.
Well, he knows he can spot talent. He sees me and he knows.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as one of the things
he knows elite when he sees it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. One of the things we were chatting with Isaiah about amongst not just NBA and college basketball stuff. You brought up a good question about Cal, but the impact that his dad Derek had in our life. And as it is Father's Day weekend, my dad's in Costa Rica right now with my stepmom. They're having a time
What does that say about you, Ty? Your dad went out of the country on Father's Day. What does that say about you?
Says he wanted to spend time with his wife. I don't blame him on Father's Day. But I can't say enough good things about Baylor Brad and my dad's influence on my life, whether I heeded his advice or not. He's always given me the proper and in his case, godly following man's advice. I have not been the best individual when it comes to following those instructions and living in his example. But all of my actions,
right with the Lord, then, Ty.
Yeah, all of my actions that are on the bad side, those do not come from him. All the good stuff, I would say, I got my work ethic from him, and I think his just. He's good in social situations too, and I think I picked up on that. But I'm lucky to have him, and I know, obviously, Tommy.
You're single at 29. How are you great in social situations?
You could be great in social, not. He's asked me about that too, especially. I think my brother's about to.
It's a reasonable line of questioning, Ty.
I think my little brother's gonna get engaged within a year, and that's gonna really be a red flag. But my dad's gonna be like, "Are you gonna wake up? Or are you gonna pull your head out of your ass?" And
all the married men are out there saying, "Ty, you're the smart one. You're the smart one."
Yeah, JT texted earlier said, "Tommy, have you given your civic married duty to tell Ruskin to pull out while you still can?" He texted it earlier. Yeah, there's times being single.
Not too late. Yeah. No. My second marriage was the best thing that ever happened.
There it
to
is. There, the second one. It's
Second
never first time. It's the phrase is not third time the charm. It's
well, I've been married 9 times, but first wife had 8 personalities. So
There you go. All right, well, that's going to do it for us here on the first Football Friday of the season.
I heard a fresh batch of kolaches just came out.
Daylight Donuts.
Yeah, get by here. They can hook you up. They've even got custom fillings. I say custom. They got a variety you can choose from.
There you go.
Marshmallow, strawberry, cream cheese, chocolate. You can get peanut butter up there. Got apple. They can fix you up with whatever flavor you're looking for. Hey, seriously, it's been a lot of fun. The police chief has just walked in, and he is asking for you, Ty. And he's got a piece of paper.
Do I have any outstanding warrants?
I don't know. But the police
Baxter?
chief is here, and he's got a warrant, and it's got your name on it. So I'm not sure what's going on. And he's got handcuffs.
Well, luckily, I'm not in the county line, so he can't drive to this studio and arrest me, can he?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
Hey, great show today. Fun weekend at Isaiah Joe. You can hear that again on the Morning Rush podcast. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fence Man recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. Plus, 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available with The Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gate, or anything that involves a fence, call The Fence Man, 479-782-3936.